start with.
No, not yet. Hello everyone! Welcome to Skyllian Rogues Campaign 2, Arcana 12. We got almost everybody. Kate's not here today, but that does not matter. For we shall proceed anyway. So,
Does it matter?
It matters. We're gonna die.
Yeah.
no, die, not dying, same thing, you know?
It's not like we haven't died before, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not your first
I
time.
haven't.
Well, now it's your first time.
I
you know?
haven't either. It's
should-
just you.
You shouldn't say you don't like it if you never tried it, you know?
Shut up. No one can bring me back.
Look, if dying was cool, resurrection wouldn't exist. Okay.
But dying
Cool in
is
our
cool
world,
because
not in their
resurrection
world.
exists.
Yeah, because they like not death, they like dying, you know. So they have resurrection so that you can die multiple times. That's the idea.
Crazy.
I don't know, man. Sounds kind of weird to me.
It's just getting worse and worse. But without further ado, let us start with. Hello everyone, welcome to Today with Us, where we talk about a party ass and not mine. When everybody go ahead, roll me a D100 and we shall see who goes first.
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
Do the thing is done. It's been done. Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
I
Come on,
guess
Artyom,
up to you.
don't-
Oh, why do
no,
you
no.
deviate so much?
I am sorry.
Why are you always the problem child?
I do not command the dice. The dice command me.
You're not wrong. That is exactly how this game works. Alright, so let me see for a bit. Let's get this settled out of the way. Alright, so I will flip a coin and I rolled a 1, so lower will go first, which means it's Artyom followed by J5, nope, followed by Ignis, and finally J5. Alright. So this is a cool question for you, Artyom. This will be an interesting thing for us to answer. Yes.
Surely.
Yeah, and then turns out it's something that you already asked.
If
No,
you're about to
no.
get
I
eaten,
don't
what will you
think
do?
I've asked this one, so we'll see. So, Artyom, the question for you today is: if you can know one thing from the future,
Hmm.
what would you want to know?
Oh, well, this question does, in fact, concern me, I suppose, as I am a visionary.
Indeed.
Well, to put it in no uncertain terms, I suppose I would like to find out whether or not my revolution is successful in the future.
What revolution is that precisely?
The advancement of mankind, of course.
Well, advancement is kind of generic. Advancement in what sense do you mean? Just technologically, culturally? How does the advancement of mankind look like to you?
Neither culturally nor technologically, rather biologically, if you want to put it that way.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna like start getting third and fourth arms or something?
No, nothing as grotesque as that, although
Grotesque.
perhaps with the advancement of technology come prosthetic limbs, surely, but no. What I have in mind is strictly internalized in ourselves.
So it's more like the way you think, kind of thing.
Exactly. I believe that the leaders of the future will, instead of acting on their emotions, rather be what some might describe as more calculating and perhaps cerebral in their approach.
Okay. All right. So I think that, wouldn't you call that culturally as well? That is kind of culturally, right?
I suppose that kind of a society would impact the culture, surely, yes.
All right. Thank you very
Of
much.
course, I do not wish to weed out those who think differently.
Oh.
Just I believe that those who agree with my ideology rather should be in the positions of power.
Okay, alright. Thank you very much, Artyom. Let's move on to the next one, which is Ignis. What about you, Ignis? If you can know one thing from the future, what would you want to know?
I want to know, how am I happy in the future? Like,
What do you mean?
as in, who am I with in the future? Like, and not just in the sense of partner, but also like family, if you get what I mean.
Okay. So, like, essentially, you just want to know about yourself in the future. How is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
She
I
wants
want
to
to
confirm
know.
the ships.
I want to know if my family are like, yeah, like maybe when I see into the future, I see the day to day of my life. Like, I maybe I get to talk to my mom, my family's back together, and like, like, do I have kids? Do I have a husband? Or
All right.
are my friends still with me?
All right. But what if the future that you see is not what you want right now?
That's fine.
That's fine. So does that will that like change
I
the
mean,
course that you're going on right now? Like say in the future.
am I happy?
By the looks of it.
Then maybe, yeah, it's fine.
All right.
I
So
wonder why, but I don't know if it will change it. Kind of, I mean, I know there's a possibility of just a self-fulfilling prophecy, but I also kind of just like, if it's meant to happen, it will happen, because now I know that it will happen, that kind of thing.
all right. So
But it
you're
wouldn't
not gonna be
change.
like change your course or anything just because your future vision says so.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, all right.
Unless it's like super different than what I intended to be, like.
What if your
like-
future vision is just the whole world is destroyed and you're just miserable? How would that change your decision?
Oh, then I don't know how it will change my decision. I would assume that I would do everything in my power to do that.
To stop
I don't know. Honestly, it's a bit hard to picture. I would talk to J5 and then say what I saw, and J5 or RT will probably know what to do.
Yeah, fair enough.
Maybe.
Consult with your more intelligent friend. See if they
Exactly.
have any
Or-
suggestions.
Or Adama, I don't know.
All right. Thank you very much, Ignis. And finally, J5. What about you? If you can know one thing from the future, what would you want to know?
One thing from the future. Well, maybe the particulars of world-ending events,
No.
so that we can start taking actions to avoid said events from happening.
All right, fair enough. Kind of like so that you can prevent such event. But usually, like what Ignis said, sometimes there's these like self-fulfilling prophecy. And what if you taking steps to prevent the future causes the future to happen? Will you continue your course? Like try a different method? Will you even try a different method if it's just gonna cause to the same end?
If along the way this unit detected that the event is going to happen anyways, this unit is going to take other measures to maybe lessen the impact of the events.
So instead of preventing it from happening, more preparing for the aftermath, essentially.
Yes, that is true.
Like building a railway network or something, so that cities are constantly connected even after disaster happened, kind of thing.
Maybe, if that is possible, they are doing the railways right now in artillery.
That is true. They do have railways.
They are connecting cities.
See, consulting
Building
G5 is always a good idea. I didn't even think about preparing. I'd be so sad that I wouldn't know how to think.
All right. Fair enough. That's a cool idea. Maybe it will happen in the future. We'll see. But that will be everyone from the party. Do you guys want to bring in an NPC and ask them the same question?
Can we ask the girl that talks in quotes?
What?
That talks in third person.
The guy that speaks in third person.
Who?
The Emperor.
Oh, maybe he already has that knowledge. Can we call him?
Ooh.
Sure. Although I'm not sure where's the image of this guy.
No.
Oh my god, we finally got
Did I
through
say
it.
no before this when you tried to call him Emperor? I think I did, right?
No.
I think you did.
Yeah, so let's say no. Let's say no. You can.
Oh.
Guys, why don't we
Come on,
gaslight
Decent
him?
Come on, Mr. Decent Body
Jeez.
Voice. Are you not powerful enough to call upon him?
Unfortunately, no. Surprisingly, he's just that much of a main character. It would seem.
Oh my god! So we can't call main characters? Why are we here then? Are we not main characters? Is this a show for side characters all this time? It's been 100 episodes. Oh my god.
So, what will who will you call instead?
I'm either,
Immediately.
I wanted to call the mayor, but I feel like we already know what he was gonna say. Like he will ask, is this something that I have to do stuff with? If it's not, then I'm not gonna care about it.
Yeah, not very much care for what he has to say. But if you
Yeah.
want to throw a really, really big monkey wrench in Disembodied Voices plans, I have a perfect person for that.
Oh, God,
Moneda.
That was not at all who I was thinking, but if you
sorry.
want, it's probably more
No, wait,
interesting.
who do you mean?
Well, I was thinking a person we had not seen in a very, very, very long time.
Oh.
And
I see.
it would probably have to be a Ruby. I do wonder what she is planning.
Or Eterna.
Which
Are
one?
we allowed to
Okay.
summon her? Oh,
Eterna's
we
the
are.
mastermind.
As long as.
Okay, Internet's going to answer.
We
I want
know
to know
what
your
her-
fates. I want to know what happens to you guys.
How we die.
Yep.
I don't know.
No,
I don't want Moneda.
Okay.
Moneda?
Just because we met him.
Alright, let me get the Pirate King. 1 second. Oh man, I don't have. Wait, do I not have? I guess not. I don't have the individual picture, so I guess this will do for now. As Moneda appears in the room with his what do you call, guns and rapiers and a bunch of weird implements on
He
his
doesn't
back.
have a leg. Oh wait, no, it's at the back. I thought he doesn't have a leg. I thought it was a pig leg. I'm sorry.
I know I'm not that good at drawing.
No, I mean, it's a pirate, you know? That was my first thought.
Anyways, Moneda appears in the room looking slightly miffed that you called him out of nowhere. Which one of your blackguards called me here?
It was this guy, and I point to Kane.
Kane is not here right now. Who are
Oh,
you pointing
shit.
to, Ignis?
So I guess it goes to G5, who's next to me.
You again.
Yeah, well,
Hey, you guys are friends, right?
We just have some questions for you. Questions that you might find interesting, perhaps.
And why would I answer such questions?
Well, because we'll be stuck in this place if you don't answer questions from the big round eye over there.
So you can continue your conquest.
I can leave, no problem. Just like, and he kind of swings his sword. Looks around for a moment. What happened to my spell? So yeah,
It was almost as embarrassing as your fight.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'll keep you in mind the next time I see you.
Please do.
Alright. What is this question?
Well, if you can possibly get one information from the future, what would it be?
Easy. I'd like to know who's in the future.
You like to know what?
I guess I'd like to know where I can find the largest. Which city, I guess, will become the richest, largest place in the world. And maybe I'll take that city next. That'll be interesting. So that's that. Does that answer your question, Mr.
J5. We met, remember? We shook
Right.
hands.
J5? Oh,
We parlayed.
if there's anything else, can I leave right
That up to us, man.
now? He disappears before you could answer any further.
Disappeared just like that. No flashy movement like the other disaster that we called.
Nope, he just like a
Not
cut
disaster.
video, you know, just just gone.
Not disaster. What do you call it?
Terror.
The other terror. Yeah. I mean, Maloa opened up portals.
All right, so that.
If Ami Maloa can just leave, actually. He should be able to.
because I remember at one time he didn't even come by himself. He just opened up a portal and said, "What do you want?" and talked through the portal.
Yeah, he didn't even come in.
He didn't
Wait,
even
is that a
come.
thing? I don't even remember that one. Oh my god.
Hey, you're the one.
Yeah.
doing it.
I need to check these
You
terrors
did
here.
that.
They
Yeah.
have a little bit too much power. Need to nerf them a little bit.
Okay, I'm all for it. Go for it, man.
all right.
Nerf them as hard as you can.
With that, thank you everybody for coming and answering my question. I'm gonna stop share for now. Get back to reality and
And like
deal
a
with
gravity.
the gravity and the chaos that is ensuing right now. Out of the frying pan into the fire. Am I right?
Maybe. But after a long rest though.
We'll see. Alright. So, if everyone is ready, let us start as usual with last session. Last session, you guys did battle with the Scourge of the Seas, Moneda. Codicia. Even when cornering him, Moneda was able to move around the battlefield freely, making it hard for you guys to defeat him. In the end, he just teleported away, leaving you guys trapped in the cave underneath the city. When you guys attempted to rest, pirates returned
We
to the
were
cave.
trapped. We purposefully stayed there. Duh.
Okay, right. So leaving the party purposefully trapped in the cave.
Not trapped.
When the party tried to rest, a group of pirates returned to the cave. This kind of like deformed a mishmash between humanoid and sea creatures. They returned to the cave and they were ready to strike you down essentially. And you guys were ready for a last stand. But J5 bargained for time, recalling how you guys actually destroyed the unending storm, which allowed Moneda's crew to exit the unending storm. So, you guys were given 1 hour to evacuate the city. And then, when the time ran out, a giant explosion erupted from the center of the city, destroying a large part of it. So, one second here. Right now. So, right now, you guys are just outside of the city walls. Civilians are running around and screaming in panic, seeing a massive pillar of crystal that just emerged at the center of town. Sounds of
Pillar
children.
of crystal.
What was
Like-
left there behind was like a giant pillar of kind of this blue crystal with on the inside you can see there are like some debris and like wood and dust just trapped within the crystal, and then you can see of course spheres of blue smoke essentially peppered around the base of the city and also about up to halfway up the tower essentially.
Oh,
So right now, you guys can begin to hear the sounds of kind of children crying for their mothers, people crying for their homes, and some are like arguing and scolding, directed at the local guards. People are just trying to find comfort where they can, as the kind of like fighting people grow louder and the panic screams get even louder. You suddenly begin to feel the earth just rumble once more, causing parts of the crystal tower to kind of like break off and crumble down to the city below. The city is just silenced as the crowd look around expecting the worst. And then slowly this kind of like panic chattering start to resume once more as people are now not gonna stay here any longer as they try to make their way as far away from the city as possible. Which brings us to you guys. What do you guys want to do? As you guys right now are outside of the city.
So you're saying we definitely know that it's the disaster?
You're not quite sure, if I'm being honest.
What do we do? Oh my god. I'm
J5,
really-
Artyom.
I am thinking, and also
Okay.
the dog in the background is being very annoying, so I was
Alright.
hoping to delay my speech until it stopped.
The D&D dog, yeah.
The D&D dog.
I think
okay.
he hears that you play it with an accent, and then it's like, stop with that accent.
Okay. Based from my past experience with Fort Abismo, I mean, from the first tremor that I felt back in Orobaho,
Right?
and until the city is devoured, right?
Yeah.
How many hours do we have?
Around 8 to 10 hours or so.
8
Comparing
to
the
10
reports that you guys got.
hours. Right. Because when we felt that tremor, it was the first time the tremor happened, right?
That
It's not
is
like
correct.
yeah, it's not like that. The city felt the tremors and we came there and then we felt it.
No, like when you go there, we're chatting. That's the first time that happened.
Okay then. So assuming the worst, if this is Fort Abismo we're talking about, we have 8 to 10. We just have long enough for a long rest.
Before the city collapse?
Before the city is devoured. But if we take in the best case scenario, which is 10 hours after our long rest, 8 hours. We only have 2 hours to evacuate the whole city. I don't think that would be feasible.
Hmm. Well, there's not really any way to expedite a long rest. I gotta sleep. Also, what you doing, Crit?
Just updating the token.
Maybe perhaps if we just submit our reports to the officials and then let
yeah,
them do the evacuation and we do the sleeping.
I don't know if the mayor would even listen to us. Should we talk to the families instead? I don't know. I mean, this whole thing could have I don't know. I feel like this whole thing could have worked better if the mayor didn't just oh, you guys are good, right?
That is true. That is true. But either way, since Photobismo is here, even if we manage to stop Moneda from stealing the destroying part of the city, Photobismo is definitely going to devour the whole city.
I mean, yeah, I'm not opposed to telling people. I just let's go ask. Let's go tell people. I just don't know who. Who are we telling?
Or maybe the influential families.
If they're still there. Remember the whole
How I am.
district?
Yeah. They should still be there, right? They should be able to get out in time, couldn't they?
Unless they're the go down with the ship kind of guy. Oh, we could at least check them out.
Out of character, real quick. Am I misremembering? But didn't we tell them to evacuate last
We
session?
we did, but they were also making sure everyone would get out, so we don't know if they did get out.
And
Gotcha.
some of them are busy getting their monies up.
Yeah, the money.
The money.
Money.
Cash money.
Moneda and Monet really wants the money.
What if they were in cahoots all along?
Dun.
Well, in times of crisis, the best people to go to would be the guards, right? Let's start there and work our way up.
Okay.
All right. Looking around, you would see there are guards all around you, but they are at the moment thanking the wrath of the civilians, of like people shouting at them, why didn't you mention this to us earlier? What about my house? What about my belonging? My kids is in there. They're just getting scolded by the people, and they're just trying their best to calm the people down without resorting to glaives and spears. Essentially, they are kind of scattered and separated. From where you are right now, you would be able to see there's like a pair of younger guards, essentially, that is experiencing the wrath of at least 3 different Karens right now.
Oh yeah, Monets or Karens. Yeah, the guard may not be a good idea. Let's just try to find the Leons at least, or the mayor.
I mean, maybe the Leons it's better than the mayor, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just saying like whoever we find first, but we try to find the Leons. Well, I said the Leons, but there's really only Kane's cousin.
So you're finding her?
Yeah.
You're just asking around or just walking around? How are you doing this?
Is there like an evacuation spot where most people are?
At the moment, most of the people are kind of scattered all around the outside of the city, basically. Just kind of scattered in that area. Quite a lot of number. They're avoiding from going into the city walls right now, and also avoid going into the forest for obvious reasons.
So maybe
I don't know.
We know where they live, don't we?
Well, here. They live
Yeah.
here.
We
Where?
can't go there anymore because of the blue mist.
The blue mist is not one giant dome that covers the base of the crystals. Yeah, the
It's
blue
a
is like
small
smaller
Or in
dome.
spots.
Yeah, maybe
Oh, in
about
spots.
10 feet radius. Some are 20 feet radius.
Ah,
Some in the sky. Some in the ground. They're kind of like scattered all over, based on where the dust came into any magic items when it exploded.
alright. I see.
So, where are you guys headed? How are you guys looking for the Delion? The only Delion.
Well, I'm out of spell slots to do anything. Hello.
I
Out of-
also don't
out of-
have any sending spell slots, so I guess we just gotta do it the old-fashioned way.
All right, so you run inside and start around. And where do you start looking? Is what I want to know.
Where do you start looking?
Do you ask the people in here? Do you run inside and ask the remaining people inside the city? Where are you going?
Oh, wait. We're evacuating the cities, right? Can
But not
I?
everybody is out, especially since you just
Yeah,
have
yeah.
1 hour, like 30 minutes or something like that.
Can I grab the attention? Okay. Ignis and Artyom can look for. Well, Ignis and Artyom look for the Leons. I'm going to try to calm down this whole crowd, and then make what do you call that? Concentrated effort to move everyone to a safer place. Maybe around here, away from the city and the forest, maybe.
All right, so you're bringing them to the beach area essentially. Yeah?
Yeah, maybe around that
I
area.
mean, if we wanna move them, we're gonna need to go to the forest.
No, the forest is dangerous because of wild animals. But if we
Yes,
camp
but
around here, we can have the guards only guard one side. Because I
The
don't think
sea is dangerous on the account of the pirates, do you not think?
Well, not just the pirate, but also the disaster.
Disaster is going to attack cities. Remember? Because last time when we evacuated Orobaho, they didn't go after the people. They still Fortabismo still attack the city.
Yay.
Right.
It's a gamble, but I suppose you have a point. Further away from the city is better.
All right.
Do I remember how big the whole Fortabismo meat when it ate Orobaho?
You have high enough intelligence, so I'll say you're able to guesstimate it. It's about maybe at least 500 feet radius, and maybe a little 500 more away from it. There's more destruction, essentially.
500 feet radius is where the main body is, I guess. And then maybe the tentacles or anything, maybe.
Yeah. Just FYI, in Orobaho, the city's not wide. It's more like vertically long. So,
Okay.
So yeah, just so that you know that. All right.
And one hex is how many feet?
The numbers here are correct.
60 feet.
Yes.
500 would be... Oh, this is too much. Okay, 1000, I guess. Something like that. So one whole section. Yeah, about one whole section. Yeah, about one whole section.
So
I mean, there's always the possibility of Fortabismo goes up and then goes down again. You can jump to the air. Yeah. No, I mean, like a dolphin goes up from the ground while it's in the air, like, goes down in the other section, and
that's horrifying.
Yeah. I don't know. We don't know how it eats the city though.
That is true. All right. So J5, you're gonna try to usher the people away from the city.
Yeah.
Try to get it near that area. What about the rest of you? What do you guys do?
trying
We're searching, right?
I'm sorry?
So, well, we're searching for the Moonades.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're just looking for
the Leon.
Leons, right?
The Leon, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ignis as
Names
well?
are hard.
Yes.
All right, so go ahead. Why don't both of you go roll investigation, and J5
Um,
just roll a
Can I
general vibe check for me, please.
can I look around instead?
Oh,
Yeah, I was
Look
about to
around.
say.
You have,
Um,
yeah, sure. Then you can go ahead and roll perception instead. Basically, as you fly or around or
God.
something, walk around town.
Oh my
I'll
God,
walk
I know
around.
people. I'm gonna flash myself. So 19.
19.
yo.
Wow, good start, Ignis.
I
Well,
don't think I need to roll, you guys.
I don't think the combat's gonna do well. Essentially,
Combat?
I don't know what that means
Huh?
right now. My bad.
What combat?
Anyways, you guys, J5, you start trying to get attention from the people while Artyom and Ignis, both of you, begin making your way inside the city, walking through the streets. So, J5, as you're asking around, this is just for your benefit, yeah, Farid? It's like 300 feet across, and your voice usually can only carry 60 feet.
Okay.
So you're able to maybe get like a small number of people in your general vicinity to start paying attention to you. Most of the people in your surrounding are not. They're more worried about themselves. Some of them are like making plans to leave. Some of them are like complaining to guards. But as you, how do you get their attention actually?
Yeah. Well. First of all, I go to I find the where the places where most what do you call that, unrest is happening. I mean, where people are complaining to the guards and start tapping the shoulders of the guard and then start talking. Basically, what I'm trying to do is start talking to a small group of people and let them spread the message to everyone.
All right. Okay. That could work. So you tap the shoulder of one of the guards. They snap around to look at you, and they kind of realize, you. What's going on here? What is that thing? I kind of points to the giant crystal tower. Seems to recognize
Yeah.
you.
Well, that's the work of the pirate threat that we've been warning the mayor about.
Pirate threat? I didn't know anything about a pirate. How were they able to do such a massive damage? And looks back at the crystal tower again.
Yeah. Well, do you recall the tremors that you've been feeling these past weeks?
Kind of nods.
Yeah. Well, they've been trying to what do you call that? Imitate the threat of a disaster to get people to evacuate from the city, but maybe they decided that they wanted to expedite their schedule and start attacking and start directly attacking the city to get what they want.
Yeah, we
They
should get
actually
back
want.
inside. We should protect the city.
Yeah, well, but unfortunately, this unit has reasons to believe that Fatabismos itself is closing in into the city.
What? I thought you say it's just a pirate threat.
Yeah, the crystal is the pirate threat. This unit can't be sure, but when the dust that the pirates stockpile underneath the city exploded, there is a secondary tremor that can be felt. Did you feel that too? Feel that one too?
I did. I thought it was the same thing. It did feel a little bit different. Wait,
Yeah.
kind of looks around, looking at the panicked people right now. Sorry, I need to figure out with these people. Thank you for letting me know.
Well, either way, it is best for everyone if we evacuate the city first, because first of all, if the pirate is still in the city, it will be unwise to fight with the civilians around. Even if there is no threat of a disaster, it's hard to fight a group of pirates while trying to defend civilians. We should have them out somewhere that is safe.
I think we're safe enough here, right outside the city walls.
Yeah, well, you don't quite seem to understand the pirates that we're dealing with is Moneda. Have you heard of that name before?
I think so. And it squints his
And
eye
it's one
a
of
little bit.
the great terrorists, as one of our friends like to put it. And he has been reigning terror in the sea in these seas for quite a while, for thousands of years, right? If I recall correctly.
What? That sounds like the kind of like the tale of the ghost pirate.
Yeah, it
You're
could
not
be.
saying like a fairy tale character is out and running about.
Well,
Right?
well, you see the damage that they can do in one attack.
My good gods. We should find one of the mayor or someone. I'm not sure what to do right now. Kind of looks around, as
Yeah,
panicked
well,
as the others.
maybe we can spread spread the message to everyone to move to a safer location, perhaps nearby the coast over there.
Go ahead with persuasion check for me, J5.
Persuasion. Where's my skills? Persuasion. Fuck.
24, even with an 8. Jesus Christ. Very well, very well. I'll tell my men. What about you? Where are you going?
I'm still. This is a huge crowd. This unit is going to find another group and tell them the same.
Uh, very well, very well. I'll help spread the message as well.
All right.
He
All right.
turns
Thank you,
ar-
there, good man.
He gives you a nod and turns around and start talking to the soldiers, and then the soldiers start talking to the people, and you can see the people start talking to other people as you kind of see this wave of rumors essentially start to spread out, and the people around that guard start to move northwards as per your instruction, and then slowly people see that some people are moving, so that you want to follow as well what's going on, and then as people see more people moving, they start to move, they start to move, they start to move. It become this like slow migratory group as they slowly make their way around the city walls to the north side of the city. Hopefully they will arrive there safely. For as you are focusing on trying to evacuate the people over here on the inside, Ignis and Artyom, you run through the streets trying to find as many people as possible. The streets itself is just very like, unlike the outside, it's very quiet. The entire area is kind of covered with this thin layer of dust. Essentially, there are some people kind of like trying to loot a nearby building, and then there are some people just coughing a little bit. Some are trying to find their way through this destroyed city. But as you go through trying to find De Leon, you don't seem to find her here. Strange. You begin making your way towards the center of the city and do the same over there. Like, you don't immediately see, given that your last instruction to her was to evacuate the people, you would assume it's very easy to find such a person. You know, it'll be shouting and telling people to evacuate and all that, but you can't find her. Gonna scratch your head a little bit, and your heart kind of sank as you look at the central district.
No, you can't do this. King's not here.
God.
What do you do?
What's in the central district?
Central district is this.
No, I thought.
Why do our
okay.
hearts sink?
Yeah.
It's possible that she's over there.
Well, let's go there. There's a gate here, right?
Yeah.
This is a gate.
Yeah. So you begin making your way past through this area, past the middle docks, and then begin making your way towards the central district down to the south.
Oh, that's central.
You pass as you get closer and closer. You do feel the air is a little bit sharp, for lack of a better word, as you kind of like feel it kind of sting your nose a little bit, sting your throat a little bit as you push through the streets to get to into the central district. And from over here, you can already see, as you walk into the district, you can see a pair of people running away with injuries on their body, but still carrying like this very nice dress that they've pilfered from somewhere. Another guy carrying a bunch of like golden mugs and shit. And he trips and all of it just fall on the ground. He tries to grab it, notices you, and runs off, leaving everything that he's pilfering. And you continue walking in deep, right in front of you. You see this massive tower crystal, which is kind of like taller than it is wide, and you can see across the ground there are these sharp, jagged blue crystals that are spreading out everywhere as well.
What are these crystals?
You can go ahead, roll nature check.
Okay.
Nature. Natural crystals.
Oh, there's no science
Really?
check here, so
Oh,
Oh, we're not good at this.
you're unsure what this is, but given the blue coloration, it kind of reminds you of the contra reaction, which makes you like, maybe we shouldn't touch those at the very least, you know?
Seems reasonable, yeah.
Yeah.
what happens if we do? Is the question. I would like to know, but I don't know if I want to know now. I'm sure J5 will want to know, but he's not here, so. And we don't have a test dummy. Oh, never mind. We have
You can
bigger
call him
fishes to
now.
fry.
Yeah.
Is there conveniently just a body next to one of the crystals,
There-
showing exactly what happens if you touch it?
Going around trying to see if there are any such thing, you don't see a body right next to the crystal. You see a body halfway inside the crystal, as in the
Oh.
top half is embedded inside the crystal and the feet is just dangling. You can see his face is frozen in this look of terror. As you can see, the skin looks like it's starting to peel off, but then it's frozen there just in place. His eyes seems to be kind of like have that similar blue glow as well as the entirety of the crystal, and you can see he seems gaunt. Not sure if it's because of the crystal or that's
Necrotic?
just how he is. And you can see there's those kind of like telltale signs of contra poisoning as that blue vein kind of runs over his up his neck, some in his arm, but it does not extend to his leg that is dangling outside of the crystal.
Do you think it is wise to try and break away a sample of the crystal? Could make for an interesting weapon down the road.
Do you have a lead box? Oh, I have a lead box. It's okay. Yeah, I guess so. No, wait, no. That I have an item, a magic item in that lead box. Never mind.
So, how are you keeping this? You can take it if you want, but how are you keeping it? This one in there.
Let me check. Artyom would probably know more than I do. Is there a way to contain it outside of the lead box?
Lead is the best way. Extra dimensional spaces is another good way as well. AKA bags of holding or something like that.
I don't
I
have
have
either.
a bag of holding, I
Yeah.
guess.
Does it have a bunch of magical items inside of it? Will that be a problem?
I
That
don't
might
know.
be a problem, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Like
Okay.
that's because like when
Um.
it's at extra dimensional space, it's much larger, so you can store a bunch of stuff. The problem is like it's floating around in that nether area, and sometimes it may intersect and it may cause a contra reaction if it's rust.
And if it's wrapped in something, will it still do the same?
It's the magical aura. Magical aura passes through physical objects. Like if it's thick enough, another thing is a thick enough box. Yeah, you see the restrictions on detect magic. That's the thickness that you
let
need
me-
essentially.
Let me pull that up.
Let me just copy paste it. Here we go. Nope, that is abyssal.
I opened it in,
Oh my god, what
in
is-
Roll20.
Why is it abyssal?
Blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of metal, or a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. I don't think we have 3 feet of wood or dirt on us right now.
I guess what you can do is you have J5's box. You can fill it in with dirt and then put just one single of that crystal in there. That would work.
Does it
Yeah, but-
affect machines and constructs as well?
Machines and constructs. If it's magical,
I guess they're
then it-
inherently magical. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you spell, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If
That was a
it's magical,
stupid question.
but if it's like a construct that's like our world construct, machinery, mechanical, then it'll be fine, basically. The problem is like classes are magic inherently, so.
Tragic, but we have to move on. I think we'll keep an eye out if he chances upon a metal lockbox as they're walking around.
All right, yeah, sure.
Just passively keep an eye out.
All right. As you guys continue inside, trying to look for Cecilia, you travel around the crystal, trying to find if there are any signs of this person. You actually begin to see, as you start traveling closer, you begin to hear kind of like screaming, and then laughing, and then another screaming, then silence immediately. As you begin to hear more and more of this. As you I can hear sounds of chaos somewhere closer
familiar?
to the crystals. It's a sound of someone laughing, so could be anyone. If you're being honest.
I mean,
but
when did I
actually,
laugh
with
a
your
lot?
high enough perception, you would be able to see in between the streets that you run past. You would be able to see a group of humanoid sharks and jellyfish walking through the streets. Kind of like going from houses to houses, kind of like pilfering stuff from in there. And then you would see a couple of people trying to break the crystal because there are like some gold coins that are trapped inside and they try to break it, They have pickaxes just going ham on that thing, essentially. I'm assuming you're just stealthing past them. You're not gonna engage.
Yeah.
It's best not to play hero at a time like this. Your microphone did a funny.
Yeah. I think it changed. Did it change did you just battery died?
It's completely silent now.
Wait, let him cook.
He stopped at a crucial moment.
Alright. Then suddenly we want everything.
You suck.
We won and we go home and everybody's saved. Also, J5, check the chat for how to solve the problem with not being heard by the crowd.
Where is it?
Just the general chat?
May megaphone using only sound screen. And a megaphone, lol.
Alright, hello.
Oh no.
Hello.
Nope.
Alright, okay, sorry. I don't know why my what do you call the receiver for my mic just suddenly went poop. But where was I? Yeah. As you're about to leave, you're not dealing with that, you're about to leave. Ignis, you kind of notice at the corner.
It's pretty bad still. You're cutting in and out.
Am I using the right mic right now? Is it a shitty mic or a good mic right now you can hear?
I don't know.
It sounds like a shitty mic.
It's more like how the connection how when I rotate it so that it's good. That's how it sounds like.
I can probably replicate it. You sound kind of like this. Come in and out and in and out and in and out.
Yeah, I've had that bug before. Let me restart Discord. I have no idea what's causing this, if I'm being honest.
How authentically did I make that sound?
Pretty
by the
good,
way?
yeah. I get that. When I did testing, I got it as well. Alright, how about now? Hello?
That's better. Much better.
Yeah, restarting. Turning it off and on again, guys. Good way to start.
Never mind. Spoke too soon.
Really? Am I still going up and down?
Yep.
Little bit.
I hate this. I don't know what is causing it. What about now? I turned off noise suppression.
Do you stop saying or?
Nope, I am continuously.
Yeah.
That's okay now, I think.
I heard and then stop for a long while. Like I only heard
Or a continuous one?
I'm just doing continuous one. I don't know why it
Oh.
keeps breaking on and off, on and off.
Serius apa?
maybe
Like
it's time for
it
the shitty
happened.
mic.
It happened this. Yeah, let me try shitty mic. I think it's
Now
Discord.
it's good. Now you're sounding okay, I think.
Really? Because
You
like
gotta scream.
in OBS it's good. It's like going up just fine even when I'm saying
Yeah,
You
because
say
it's cutting out when you say
cut out
but
your
we can hear
doing
you for everything else.
Okay. Let's not just do I got it. Anyways, as
Don't make any sense.
as Ignis, you decide not to deal with this and you begin walking away. That's when you kind of notice something in between the various rubbles of the city. Some of the city can like crush down. You can see massive crystal crashing on one of the houses, and you notice a very familiar blue coat underneath some of the rubble. You
Blue coat.
notice, yes, and the person in it. You notice Haley, but a little bit older, trapped under one of those rubbles. She seems to be unconscious, and you can see those shark humanoid things are starting to approach the area and killing anyone they find and looting any houses they come upon.
Oh my god, we gotta get her out.
Is she hidden by any metric?
The bottom half is under some stone,
Okay.
if that's what you're asking about hidden.
Well, I mean, I
Okay.
guess I can just teleport her.
Oh really?
Yeah, just I have to upcast it, but yeah.
So I'm gonna while you do that, I'm gonna just say J5 we found Cecilia. She's stuck under a rubble. Okay. Go ahead.
No reply from J5, I guess. Alright. So go ahead, Artyom.
Well, how do we flavor teleportation as technology? Well, I guess like while the sharks are, doing their own thing, running around, Artyom will sneak up to the place where the body is, place down like these little jacks, and just rotate them so that they raise the rubble a little bit, like you would to a car, and then just pull her out and drag her away from the scene. I don't know.
Wonderful flavor of teleportation, aka
Thank you.
manually walking there and back.
It's just a short range teleporter, so it's like
Uh,
a beam.
it's not advanced enough. The technology doesn't have mechanical teleportation yet, apparently.
Not yet.
As Artyom goes over, pushes up the rubble with a kind of like a jack machine, and you pull Cecilia out from under the rubble and back to where you guys were, behind one of the many buildings. You can see
I'm
her.
gonna-
You can see her
yeah.
leg. As you pull her, you can see the leg is leaving a trail of blood. And looking at her leg, it's not supposed to bend that way, essentially, because she seems to have two knees right now on her left leg. So
Lucky.
Quickly cauterize it.
aka
As a
cast healing word,
wound.
cure wounds. Okay, all right, okay.
I just realized after this, like all my spells, I named my spells and then it's not there anymore.
It's not there anymore.
So, like I mean, cure wounds used to be cauterizing something, but
Oh yeah, some is
it
there. I can
it's
see.
been
I
a
can
long
still
time.
see
Because
big chews.
this one I just put in like when I leveled up and I could get it. It's a long time ago. It's been a while.
I
Okay.
see. Okay. So, alright. So, with a 10, you grab onto her leg, and you can see as you cast the spell, it's painful to see as well, as you see her leg whip 180 degree and kind of like lodges in place once more, as your spells
Close your
quickly
mouth before she yells.
heal the room. You close her mouth, and she snaps up. She kind of looks around with a panic in her eyes, and then recognizing Ignis and Artyom, her breathing slows down.
You're good. You're good. There's just shark people. Up ahead.
She nods. She takes your hand away from her mouth. Thank you. What is that? She looks at the giant crystal behind you guys right now. What happened? What's going on?
Well, the district collapsed, and to make matters worse, I think the actual disaster is coming.
What do you mean? Disaster? Actual disaster?
Fast Abysmal. We felt another tremor, and this one is legit.
Oh dear. Okay. She gonna tries to stand up.
Okay. Careful on that leg. It just snapped back.
She
You don't want to lose it.
gently place pressure on it. It's good. It's good. I can walk.
Okay.
It's She looks around for a moment. Where's Kane? And J5?
I assume it's J5 controlling the crowd because they're charismatic people.
All right. She stands up. All right, let's get out of here. And she gonna slowly, gonna limp and then start walking normally as she makes her way out of the city.
Wait, before we
essentially.
go, can I just make sure that there's like Kane's, because Kane said something about a music box, and I just want to make sure that it's either with her or within the rubble or something like that.
If I recall, Kane asked like a receptionist to bring the music box. If I recall correctly.
No, I thought it was her.
That is correct. That is correct.
Because like she was like on her way out.
That is true.
Go to that inn and take it.
I mean, you can ask her.
No, I mean I want to have a look because that's like the least of our priorities, right?
She
to me,
does not seem to have the music box.
What about within the rubble?
Within the rubble, you see the box kind of flattened under one of the rubble.
It's a non-issue.
You can see the
Can I
pieces are
get it?
scattered all over and everything. Yeah, definitely.
Aw.
You have to gather all the various small parts.
Well, we have
I-
2 artificers. I'm sure we can figure
Exactly.
something out.
I need you to go ahead and roll
We
dexterity
made
check.
we made a nuke, so
That is true.
we can do that.
Go ahead, make me a dexterity check because those creatures are coming closer and closer right now.
Artyom, can you flash me in case?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly do this.
Is it stealth or dexterity? What is?
Dexterity is like how
Dexterity.
quickly she can pick up this stuff.
Okay.
Oh no! I want to do a fate point. Can I fate point
Why
it?
would you be good at quickly picking up stuff from the ground?
Okay, it's more so like I don't want King to be sad.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Go ahead, reroll or +5.
Reroll because that sucked. After the net 20, everything just went shit.
Amazing. Wait. Let me see if we can give you advantage. Let me see if I can give you advantage.
So,
Hang on.
just
Hang on,
for
wait,
the
wait.
listeners,
Wait.
she rolled a 4 with a fate
No,
point.
she-
She rolled another 4. So,
You want to give me the thingy?
Let me see if I have the thingy. I never know what I can advantage and disadvantage. It's
I think you can disadvantage
saving.
enemy
I can-
and save
yeah.
yourself.
it's save creature within 30 feet,
So it's
but not
saving.
ability check.
So that reroll.
I can flash. You should probably reroll as well.
Again? I
I don't know.
Why else would you be good at?
No,
picking up
because
small
using that ability, right?
stuff? What? No,
Reroll
the
using
ability is only dexterity. It is saving throws. This is ability check.
Okay.
So why would you? What else would you be good at this? Picking up things from the floor, Ignis.
Hey, are we making contested dexterity check?
Nope. Just yourself.
Oh. Should I use another one? Is what I'm thinking. Because I feel like.
Alternatively, I think we can talk to these guys.
Just to know, I have only 2 up to second level spell slots right now.
We're gonna have Tucker really, really well.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
It's probably a fail, even if I flash. So I'll save the flash if we need it
just
for
take a
future.
flash.
Alright,
It's
so
fine. What is wrong with
while
my
as Ignis, you try to pick up the
Hello.
stuff. It's very you're unsure which is useful, which is not. And despite how fast your hand is moving, you're just picking up random shit, you know. And you're like, wait, no, what am I doing? I'm picking up stone, throw it, and you try to grab another one.
Just take up
When
things.
when you begin to see the what do you call it, in the alleyway, the one in the lead, this one guy with half of its body covered in like crustration shell, and one of his arm is just a giant claw, as he notices you in the corner, and his stalk beady eyes kind of turn in your direction. Ignis. Well, what do we got here?
Artyom will move in.
You don't want to mess with me
And
right now.
on the
And I'm not even
other
looking at
side,
him.
and on the other side of town, J5, you're beginning to guide all these people to make their way in this direction, essentially. You push the crowd ahead, but there are still kind of like several stubborn people that still remain in this area and kind of like ignoring the crowd. So you managed to get like half of the people to start moving northward. The rest seems
Oh,
to
man.
be content with remaining right in front of the gate.
Okay. They are not moving into the city, right?
They are not moving into the city. They are unsure. Some of them are kind of like leaving down, begin making your way down. Others are like, there are a couple that are making their way back into the city, but they're not moving northwards.
Alright, as long as they don't go back into the city, I'm going to try to stop the people that is going into the city.
Some of the people rush over, and as you try to stop them, they kind of get snappy at you. Just get over here! Save my stuff. As you go inside, trying to find more of their stuff, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna warn them. Well, do what you must, get what you can, but please evacuate the city within these 8 hours. Something bad is going to happen.
He doesn't seem to acknowledge you as he's just marching inside, leaving you alone.
I'm gonna walk alongside him and then keep telling him to leave within 8 hours.
Shut
until he
up!
acknowledges until he acknowledges me.
Just shut up! He's gonna shout at you.
Yeah, well, but you see, it's dangerous to be in here. There are pirates around. People are fighting. People are getting hurt.
I just need to get my stuff, alright? Leave me
Okay,
alone. You deal with your life by yourself. I'm gonna deal with it myself. Alright? Simple enough. Is that easy enough to grasp? Huh?
Yeah, well, but it is wise to warn other people of dangers.
Rolls his eyes, start walking away from you again. Do you let him this time?
Alright, I'm gonna shout behind him. Just leave within 8 hours.
He raises a middle finger. He raises a middle finger at you as he walks away. Essentially.
Alright, I'm just gonna leave him.
Alright.
We still have time, right?
Yeah. So you're just leave for the people who refuse to move. You just leave them there.
Yeah, if they want to stay there, as long as they don't get into the city.
Alright. Okay.
Alright.
So you just keep watch on these remaining people who are refusing to leave, essentially, and about around this time, essentially, is when you would begin to hear kind of like you would hear shooting noises, echoing from somewhere inside the city, not here, but over here near where the crystal are.
Oh, fighting sounds.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Well, sorry,
go-
less fighting sounds because the shooting is not rapid. It's just one single.
Oh, alright.
Wait for it, and then another. Wait for it again, and then another. So it's not continuous.
Okay. I guess that's the pirate looting, right? But do I know my friend is going over there?
You know your friend is looking on the inside, so your choice.
Uh, well, well, it's not fighting sounds, right? So,
No, it's not fighting
I-
sound.
yeah. Well, I guess I'll start look for my friends then.
All right, so you start looking
Ask
for.
around, ask people around to this Ignis and Artyom.
So you go inside and try to look for your friends, right? Is that
Wait,
what
you
Yep.
didn't get the message? Or is it too
What
far?
message?
No, J5 should get him. Or I guess he wasn't there. He didn't listen to you.
Oh, sorry. Because something happened. Someone came to the.
Well, I told you that we found the Leons in the center of the
Okay. Then I'm gonna go over there then.
All right, so you start making your way inside in a direction where you think where Artyom and Ignis are.
Okay. On.
Yep.
Actually, never mind. Sorry. No. Maybe we should cut back to us, and then I should talk instead of
But yes, we cut back.
GMing for you.
You cut back to you guys as you would see this crab humanoid is pointing its pincers in your direction, Ignis.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you say that Artyom is kind of accustomed to what these guys look like? He has a understanding of their general vibe, right? As he is hidden in off in the distance before approaching, he grabs out a packet of cigarettes, lights one up, and lets the smoke consume him. And as he stands up to walk into them, he looks like one of them.
All right.
Let's go with like a shark man, just because it's fun.
All right. You begin walking in their direction, and they seem to just ignore you. They notice you approach, and then they continue looking back at Ignis.
That's perfect. They're like bothering her, right? They're like
Essentially, the guy is walking over her now, like grabbing. He just uses the pincer, grabs you by the shoulder. I thought we'd tell you to get the fuck out, and here you are. So, and you see the shark. The other guy that's a shark begins to like walk close, opens its mouth essentially. No hard feelings, eh?
Yes.
Get ready to.
Shark from the back.
All right.
Artyom approaches all like big and important, or trying to come off as that anyway.
What do you think you're doing?
Wait. Following the captain's orders. Kill whoever fuck's still here.
Are you stupid? Kill everyone but them. You idiot.
What? He literally said just kill everyone's in the city. What are you talking about?
The whole plan. Were you there?
I'm sorry. You're too close to the mic.
You made the whole plan. Were you there?
Yeah. That's no. I guess got heard from another person.
Does he have ears?
No. Not from what you can see at least. You know.
Well, maybe you should get whoever passes for your ears cleaned and listen in better next time, or
Go ahead.
walk away. I will forget about this. Just walk away.
Go ahead. Roll intimidation for me, please.
Oh no, that's not the one I'm good.
I think he's trying to do deception.
I'm good with the other two.
The other two did not intimidation.
That's fine. Probably it's.
He is trying to dupe him into thinking. Yeah, he's gaslighting him.
But
Gaslight
he is very
gatekeep.
scary.
Well, yeah, but it's like I'm not trying to scare him. I'm trying to deceive him into thinking it.
Sure, I'll give you deception. Jeez, I mean skills. 26. The guy kind of looks at you. The eye kind of. He has like these two stalk eyes, like you're like Mr. Crab kind of thing, you know. One of them look
Like
at
the
his
slits
the
of my
other
eyes
shark.
close independently.
Yeah, one of them look at you, and then both of them look at you for a moment, and then he just tosses Ignis on the ground as you gets pushed away.
As if he could take me. I have 21 AC.
Well, he's just
Silence you.
grabbing you. He's not attacking.
Exactly.
And he just walks away essentially, and just starts shuffling away. The other shark kind of like looks at you intently for a moment.
I return the intent to gaze.
I don't think. Well, he is a shark. I don't think
We're
they-
both
shark-
sharks.
I don't think sharks have good eyesight, if I recall correctly. So we'll see. The shark one is this one.
Ooh.
He looks
I
at
will
you.
give him a disadvantage.
Oh, ability check.
Ooh.
Alright, hang on.
It's an ability
Yeah.
check. You can do that.
Ability check
Yeah.
or attack roll, you can impose disadvantage. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
alright. Okay, so he kind of
But you
looks at
can't
you.
give advantage.
You can. He looks at you for a moment, turns around, and walks away. He rolled a 5, so. As the crowd slowly leaves you guys behind, as Ignis, you see this for some reason very friendly shark. When
Yeah,
I kind of like
yeah,
it saved
yeah.
you for some reason.
Kat balik lah.
Then turn around. Are you okay?
Yes, I just need to pick up the rest of the things.
Take your time.
Okay.
Yeah, you pick up
I
all
will-
the stuff.
Can I help her out as well?
Get it as fast as I can.
Right, you pick up all the stuff, and you begin making your way back towards Cecilia. Cecilia's kind of like not there, you know. Cecilia would be there, and she kind of like still hiding, as the two of you kind of like approach her. She kind of like stares at you, Artyom. Then she kind of pokes you a little bit, and her finger goes through at certain points because the shark man is bigger than you are. Ah. Never seen a real illusion before. That's nice.
It's so rudimentary, but it does work.
It works.
It's enough to fool a fool.
Can I have one of those smokes? Those are very useful.
Why not? So pull out his pack and offer her one.
Thank you. She pockets it, and you guys begin making your way out of the city. Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Well, I mean, in the ruins, can we also find a lead box?
y-
This, like, I
actually,
guess
you know what?
if the sharkmen aren't bothering us anymore, there's like time to look around.
Can you flip a coin? I'll say there's a 50-50 chance because if the city's not fucked, you would definitely find a lead coin. Essentially, 2, you'll find it. Hey, you found it! Yeah, there you go, perfect. So you walk past one of the shops, and you realize that's a magic shop. You go walk inside, push the door, and the door just falls off its hinges. Fair enough. You look around for a bit, and you see there are a bunch of shelves, essentially with various spell-casting ingredients. And you notice there's like a pile of diamonds on one of the shelves, you know, and you're gonna eat this, gonna love this. You walk behind the counter, and you would see there is a lead box under the counter. Opening up, you would see a necklace inside it, with a pen. Like the central piece is this heart-shaped ruby, essentially.
Keep it, keep it.
You bet. That's health increase, I think. Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
pocket that.
All right.
I don't know. I'm assuming. I mean, it's a heart, right? It's the most video gamey thing ever. He's gonna take the box, under his arm, and you said there's diamonds on the
There
shelves.
are diamonds on the shelves. Yes.
Imagine like a person shopping and like just knocking things off the shelf into their cart. That's Artyom with a bag right now, just knocking
Alright.
things off.
I'll say you'll
Am I
have
there?
you'll have one.
Can I get the diamonds?
Yeah, you'll be waiting outside essentially as Artyom's kind of like pushing all the components in there, and you saw the diamonds, and before Artyom could even get to the diamond section, Ignis already rush over. It's not much. It's the 100 gold pieces worth. Let me
Hey,
roll
Good
D20 for a bit.
enough, baby.
Oh, nice. 120 gold pieces worth. So it's not large, but your eyes are attuned to diamonds everywhere. You just grab it.
Immediately knows the value, the weight,
Exactly, yeah.
just by it.
Exactly.
But yeah, you'll be able to grab that, and after grabbing all the material, you'll be able to get around 2 component pouches worth of spellcasting ingredient, essentially.
So this one unidentified necklace, heart ruby. 2 component pouches. Anything else interesting? First glance.
I'm sorry?
Anything else interesting? Like immediately visible.
Well, they are kind of like, there's a box of wands on the table. And then there is one more wand in a glass box.
That glass one seems
Alright.
like something I want.
Alright, you break it and you grab the one
my
that's
God,
in the
I
box.
can't believe we still have
anything
time.
else?
I feel like
there is
like
a
an
back
asshole.
there is a back room as well that you can break into.
Okay.
You break into the back room.
Stop! Artya! We gotta go!
If there's anything that will help us in the upcoming fight, it's worth it.
Okay! Just make it quick, jeez!
You know.
You try the door
It's a
at the
lock.
back, and unfortunately the door is locked right now.
It's
I
like
can
we're the
lockpick.
pilots now.
Alright, so go ahead, roll Thieves' Tool check for me. An Eagle player, this is Foundry. And for J5, you begin making your way towards the central part of the city where you heard the gunshot noise before. You walk through the streets, and I'll say you manage to notice Cecilia waiting outside of a shop right now. And she
dude.
notices you walking in, and she kind of waves you over.
Alright, I'm gonna go over to her. Hello there, friend Cecilia.
Hey,
How are you
your
holding
friends are inside. I'll leave. Your friends are inside.
up? Oh, are they okay? This unit heard some gunshots, some explosions.
Well, I'm not sure about that. And she kind of looks around towards the crystal tower. There have been gunshots for a while now on the inside. I don't know what's going on.
Perhaps the pirates are doing the pillaging. Should we ask for call the guards and surround them and
She kind of thinks
Take
for a
them up.
moment. No. Your friend said there was a disaster coming.
well, that is true. That is true. That is also true. But judging from past experience, it will come in about 8 hours or plus. We need to evacuate the city just to be safe.
Yes. We definitely should order the guards to start doing that right now, if the people have not completely evacuated.
Well, some of them are outside the city and heading towards the coast, but there are still people inside the city.
Alright. I'll tell the guards to make a sweep, make sure everybody is out before sundown.
Alright, thank you.
And
Can I poke my head inside?
yeah, you can see Artyom's kind of like lock picking the door, and he just put in the tool and twist it, and immediately it just. And you push the door, and the door, Artyom, you push the door, and the door opens, and you
Wait,
see.
no! You are proficient with thieves' tools.
I am?
You are!
How can you tell?
It's in here!
Artificers are proficient.
Yeah! Oh, you almost gaslit me.
Oh, I am.
Thieves Tool PHB, Tinker's Tool PHB. I don't know why it does that, but yeah. that.
Here you
Oops.
go.
I
mean,
totally am. So,
J5,
yes, it's like
everyone
20
but me is proficient with thieves stills here.
so that was a 35 these tools check then.
Jesus, right? Yeah, like you insert your tool and immediately it unlocks by itself for some reason. So
Even locked actually.
like Artyom's lockpicking is so good, it just rewrites reality, and it was never locked in the first place. You know.
The what do you call the doorknob is just rusty. It just got stuck to it.
Yeah, exactly. So pushing the door open on the inside, you would be able to see that there are there are a bunch of crates essentially at the back room. There are 3 shelves, and the shelves are filled with various spellcasting ingredients, potions, and empty boxes. Essentially, it's kind of like some kind of store.
Okay, gonna send Besmetnian to help me out
And just
with
loot everything, yeah.
searching. Yeah,
Alright.
Besmetnian
What
has
about-
been around enough
Artyom is
magic
taking his
and
time that this
tools.
guy's a bit too far.
All the method acting. Look it up.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell. He looks like a shark now, not an Artyom. Forgot about that. Yeah, you see, Ignis is being friendly with the shark man. But it's very good with lockpicking.
And has a crab row. Oh my god, that's why they didn't bother me. Just have a crab.
It makes sense. It all makes sense.
You're a crab shark.
So you begin making your way inside of the city, and inside of the storeroom, and try to grab as much material as possible. You will be able to get 4 more component pouches if you want. You'll be able to find. Go ahead, roll me a d4, a d6, and a d8, please.
D4, D6, and D8.
Yes, separately.
Well, I rolled them together, and nothing happened. Please. Hello. Oh, there it
There
is.
you go.
Oh, that's mine. I just
That's yours.
test rolled. Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Okay. So,
One portion.
Oh my god.
so you managed to find for 1 potion of healing, 4 potion of greater healing, and 3 potions of, I think it's superior healing.
Oh my
Oh my god, that's actually good. What the heck? Wait, 1 potion of healing, 4 potion of greater
Greater.
healing?
Yep.
Oh, there you go.
And 3 potions of superior healing. You'll be able to find a +1 longsword at the back room there.
It's just, this that's what it's just meh.
And wow.
It's good for me.
+1.
What, you don't have one?
I have a +1 longsword specifically.
Let me add the potions to our thingy.
Mhm.
To our party inventory.
All right. So you add the items into your inventory, and yeah, I think that's all that you managed to find in the shop. They have minimal stock right now. They don't have everything. All right. So
6 component pouches. What do we do with those? Damn. Okay.
I mean,
you have it. Whatever you want to do with it is up to you.
equip an army.
All right. So with all these items in tow, what do you guys want to do now?
Back to the
Get on out here.
disaster at hand.
Take a long rest.
All right. All right. So you guys begin making your way outside of town, and then begin to try identify all the item. Try to get a long rest essentially, and you make your way through the streets and get back to the area. And about when you get to the north district, that's when you begin to hear
Oh, another timer.
once more. The
Oh,
tremor
God.
starts
Yeah.
again, and you can see like some of the people are like that are still within their houses just look around, closes their window, and what do you call?
As I walk through the city, I'm gonna knock on every door that I see people in and then tell them about the disaster. Hey, do you have time to talk about our disaster?
Costa Abismo.
For the business?
Yeah, it's just it's kind of like a saddening sight essentially. Some people are just because like they feel like this is where they're born and this is where they're gonna die, so they choose to
God.
others are like too afraid to do anything. They're just paralyzed with fear and choices, unsure what to do. And then when you walk past one of the city streets, he's just shout. There's one person with a wooden kind of like sign just with over his head, just shouting, "The end is near! Ka-ting, 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 ka-ting. The end is near! Pray to the 12, everyone! The end is near!"
Oh my god, the Church of the 12, really?
Smells
Now?
like just like a
Yeah.
mad person, just telling people to just pray and hope you'll survive the end, essentially. So
Wait, should
yeah,
we tell them that we are gonna go away? I mean, like, they can go away with us?
you
Wait,
want to
no. We
spend
don't.
more time ushering people out?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Your pick.
Well, we told Cecilia what to do, right?
But Cecilia's with us. Right? Is Cecilia with us? Or did she go away on her own?
Oh my god.
He was with us.
Yeah.
Cecilia is with you right now. But as you begin to exit, she will immediately run over to the nearby guards and try to tell them on what to do next. The guards seem happy to oblige and begin making their way inside once more. Well, half of them. The other half are essentially deserting right now. Can't be bothered with. I mean, the city is gone anyway. It's not that they're gonna get paid, you know. So the ones that are in it for money is gone. The one that's actually there to protect people feels like their job means something. Those people remain, although albeit that's like maybe 20% of the people, not many that remain and are going in and trying to tell the remaining people to leave. With that, you guys rest.
It occurs to me now that I should probably drop the illusion and stop looking like the enemy.
I would assume about like as you leave the district, the central district, you drop
Yeah.
the illusion. All right, so you drop the illusion. You guys, where are you taking a rest right now? Out in the woods, near the city? How are you doing this?
In the woods.
All right.
I mean, I guess. Oh, okay. Jack's gonna be so mad at me, but we could, if anybody wants to leave, they can be where we are, and like I'll transport them tomorrow. It's what we could offer, basically. I would tell that to Cecilia.
If you could evacuate the people, that would be
Jack's
great.
village? Are we going to transport them all to Jack's village?
Not sure.
You can't just transport it in the middle of Lacrodad, technically.
That's true. We could transport them. Look, if we have a long rest, I could transport some of them another place, some of them another place, so that we don't, do another refugee camp again.
And just so you know, this time around, it's not what you call. Last time when you were in Occidents, you evacuated a destroyed town. This one is a city, and it's
Yeah.
not
wait
destroyed.
a minute, there was a whole city.
Yeah, so
You know what?
there are thousands of people in here essentially. So a lot of them are surrounding. They are kind of like scattered out in this area. So like this bottom here, there might be like I don't know 2,000 people. Might be overestimating, but yeah, several thousands essentially that is the total of these people.
Okay, then I don't know anywhere that would accept that many people. We tried to teleport 500, nobody would take us. So
Yeah.
I can only imagine a whole 1,000. I think it. I would. I mean, I assume Ignis is smart enough for, and
Then
she
you would
wouldn't tell
offer it.
Cecilia. Yeah. But I would at least offer Cecilia to at least come with us as soon as she can, so that we can transport you to another place, basically.
I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, you guys find a place in the woods so that you guys can rest and recover and recover your spell slots and your abilities before the apparent arrival of this Fauta Bismuth. I just realized you've never actually seen the fucker, huh?
Yep.
Oh,
We've seen its destruction, but not the.
but never the
Yeah.
actual creature itself. So,
Yeah.
you guys find a nearby oak clearing within the forest. You throw the dice on the floor. It opens up to a campsite, and you try to take some rest for the night. And as the day grows later and later, about every hour or so, you begin to hear that tremor again and again, disturbing you as you try to get a proper rest. But you try to sleep and hope that you can recover. So, we're gonna take a break here for now as you guys rejuvenate, grab your food, grab your drinks, and then we're gonna like the character rejuvenate and you guys rejuvenate yourself as well. And then we're gonna come back and then figure out what you guys gonna do next. Okay?
yeah. We rejuvenate
Alright.
ourselves while the city is
Also,
being destroyed,
Yeah.
and we
No,
do
no.
nothing but watch
We
the
have
city burn.
priorities. We have to identify the necklace.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, you guys get some rest. Thank you, Eagle Player, for asking so many questions. Sorry I can't chat because I don't like disturbing the actual session. But feel free to
it's okay.
join. Websites on the way if you want to catch up later on the whole story and everything. And we'll see you guys in
Have an entire
I'd say
YouTube channel
20
where you can watch
minutes.
everything.
Yeah. So see you guys.
100 plus episodes. Come on, no.
It's just basic homework before he starts.
And hello everyone, welcome back. Sorry for the a little bit long delay. We had a little bit too much fun discussing anime.
And it wasn't me. I never discuss anime. I never watch anime.
Oh yeah, he never watched. No, it's just us. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it was all rain. Yeah.
Yeah, he was there like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Aina. Thank you.
Got you.
Anyways, we're back. So, if you haven't, go ahead and take your long rest. As the entire
Oh my
night
god, that's
is,
not great. We got a long rest. It's
keep
great,
it-
but it's not great.
Because you were able to stay the night, essentially recovering, healing from your wounds of the previous day and recovering all your abilities.
Rest.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Can we identify the necklace before we have to go? boss fight?
Sure, go ahead.
We get a long rest, right?
Yes, you get a long rest.
Alright, there you go. Because I
Identifying
didn't
the...
see,
I'm sorry?
I didn't see anybody else taking a long rest.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
took a long rest.
We're all there.
yeah, they're all there.
I think it's
41
because you're,
seconds, 29
you're
seconds
the
ago.
last one who took it. So
Okay, sorry.
Okay, right. 1 second. Oh, I don't have any
just make sure that I
the
have
sound
all
effect that I want. Alright. that's fine.
thingies. Wait, did we want any certain spells? No, right?
Oh yeah.
Do you have identify?
Spells?
No, that's not me. I am not arcane.
I'll grab identify. I'll just find something I never
think
use.
J5 not. I don't know.
We're fighting.
Does J5 have identify?
I do.
Could you please?
J5 usually identifies.
Yeah, sure. That's my idea. I'll take 10 minutes to do it. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll say you do it. You do it like on the night before, before your long rest, you do it. So the necklace that you found is, if I recall correctly, it is called Periapt of Health.
Okay. Perhaps a
love
wound
it.
closure.
Wound
Right.
closure.
Can't die.
No, Periapt of
Oh, there's different
Oh,
ones.
there's another one. All right.
Yeah.
You're immune to diseases.
Razura had this. Basically, it keeps you stable when you're down.
No. That's
That is wound closure. That is
that's
wound
one.
closure.
Wait, really?
Perhaps of
Isn't the
health makes
period?
you immune to diseases, and if you already have a disease, the effects of the disease are suppressed while you were dependent.
That'll be useful
Hey.
for Darius.
Yeah. It's a bit too late now.
And it's not even an attune item. It's just you just wear it.
Really?
I'll pop that on. Why not?
All right. So you wear it, and you guys get a rest
Right.
on that night. Like I said, your rest is
And
getting interrupted by a constant earthquake, essentially. But as the day approaches, wait, no, it was not even day. It's 8 hours. It'll be later in night. Oh, that'll be a problem. 2, 3,
Oh, yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. I'll say let's add 1 hour because you guys prepping and all that. So
In that case, I'm gonna change my things first.
yeah. So at this point, you guys wake up to a sound of earthquake once more. In the distance, you begin to see the earth begins to kind of like pushed up from the ground, essentially, as you can see the the ground seems to rumble louder and louder, and the earth begins to rise and break, causing dirt and stone being tossed up into the air as a massive tentacle reach out from under the ground. 7 more times the earth erupted, and each time more destruction is laid onto the city as giant tentacles emerged from all corners of the city. They all kind of rise up from the ground, and you can see all of them, some of them kind of stretch out, essentially. Stretch out and kind of like finding grasping locations or something like that as they try to grasp in a nearby wall, in a nearby kind of like even on the crystal, as you begin to hear people just screaming aloud and looking out from where your camps are. You can see people are just running into the forest, trying to get away from whatever that thing is. What do you guys do?
Run closer to it.
All of you begin just dashing in the direction of the city, trying to get as close as possible. Where do you guys head? You guys are running closer. That is not a problem. You have to push through a crowd of people, though, as you are trying to go through. As you know, people have apparently set up some kind of like camps. It's like halfway set up when this whole thing happened. What do you do?
Remember, we can't just go into things. We need to plan it better.
Yeah,
or
I know,
it's gonna
but-
be the same thing. What are we?
Okay. The thing is, the creature travels on the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think we should grab a piece of it so we can scry on it later on. That would be our objective right now, because I think there's no way we can save the city right now, right?
Okay.
We'd like to plan it
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's try. Also, is Cecilia with us?
Cecilia is not with you. She's with the crowd. She's trying to deal the evacuation effort.
Oh God. Oh God. Okay.
When we wake up before the events, I'm gonna rub some cream on Artyom and myself.
All right, both of you gain
Context.
dark vision. The cream gives him direct vision. FYI. So, with as you rub the cream on your eyes, the harsh light start to get brighter, and the darker areas start to illuminate better, allowing you to see in the corners, in the long shadows that is caused by the setting sun. You see those tentacles right now, you begin to see them just stretch out and kind of like grasp onto the wall over here. You see one of the tentacles wrap itself around this crystal tower. You can see some of them like stretching out into the ocean. It's just everywhere right now.
Oh my god. It doesn't need the coil from the pin of the blue thing.
Doesn't seem so, no. Doesn't seem.
Oh my god, this one is more resilient.
It is definitely like, what do you call it? Do you remember like the cave that you were in was like 1,000 feet tall? Yeah, when you fought the what do you call the Hydra? These guys, these things are like the tentacles are 1,000 feet long by the looks of it.
Oh my god, it's bigger.
1,000 feet long? How is that even possible?
No, 600 feet. My bad.
Okay, alright.
What do you do?
We focus on one and then get it and go out. Can we do that?
We want the what we call that a piece of it. Like, at least we should get a piece of it.
Yeah.
But if we can fend it off from the city, it would be better, right?
Alright,
Yeah,
so where are you guys headed?
The nearest tentacle.
Nearest tentacle would be the one in the western district, yeah?
Alright, sure, let's go.
Alright. So you guys begin running inside the city when you begin to hear the earth begins to rumble once more. And you begin to see the earth kind of like cracks a little bit. The ground that you're running in, kind of small micro fractures begin to like form along the grounds, and it gets larger and larger as you get towards the center of the city. You run in the direction of the tentacle still, and as you arrive, you see this thing is massive. It's just grabbing onto kind of like the edge of the city, essentially. It's kind of like moving a little bit, trying to find a relaxing position to situate itself. And you can see there are kind of like slits along the tentacle. It's like yeah, it looks like, for a lack of a better word, eyelids.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Stab the eyelids.
Alright, so you
Get
begin
some
running
of
in the
the
direction
eyelid
here?
juices.
Alright.
Put it in a vial, right?
So you guys begin running towards one of the tentacles, trying to get to the eyelids as quickly as possible. You had to occasionally kind of like, keep an eye on the surrounding to see what's up. That's when you begin to see kind of like the cracking that you see been spreading around the town. It starts to go out even further out, essentially, and you would see the cracks begin to like get larger and larger, and some of them are like kicking out sewage and dust into the air. And then the ground fell. As from the center of the city, you can see more and more of the ground just falls underground, as if there's like a giant sinkhole underneath them. And as the ground falls away, it begins to reveal what's underneath. Rows and rows of mismatched blunt teeth moving in a circular path around the city, grounding up buildings and chips them up, essentially. Water begin to spill from the ocean, fall into it as well, kind of like creating a waterfall that sweeps anyone who's still remaining into the creature's maw. As you see,
Tooth. Take it.
Oh my god.
as more and more, it's slowly falling down, essentially. As you see the earth starts to crack, you begin making your way towards one of the tentacles. You arrive at that area.
I have vision actually.
Yep, I know. It's not dark night
Also,
yet. So
it's 6 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. So, lighting. Global illumination.
Oh,
what?
that's the tentacle. God.
It's even scary that it disappeared after.
Yeah, I don't know why it disappeared, but it's there.
I think you put like
I think it's
the
too
middle
far.
of it. Yeah, you put the
Yeah.
middle of it.
It just kind of
Inside
of the
moved
wall.
past us,
Yeah,
and
it
it
just
was
moved
like,
past
what
us.
the
It moved
heck?
past us.
1 second. Let me just delete the wall. No, there's no wall.
And I thought the Hydra was scary.
Why do
Yeah,
we
you
choose
know
to
what?
go
Like
after
there.
this
Yeah.
Oh my
Why do we
god,
choose to
this
go
is
after
just
this
as
one? Didn't we?
nightmare-inducing.
I think we should go back and chase after the eyeball again.
This
Not
is
this
the
one.
eyeball.
The fiery eyeball. That thing is much smaller than this one, right?
Yeah, much. I think. Yeah, much smaller. I think this is the largest one.
He may look big, but we can take him.
So I'll say you guys are
I look
somewhere around here. You know,
Okay, everyone, it's nice knowing you all.
Hi.
you see the
What's the
massive
tree?
thing. It's right now the eyelid is closed, but you can see it is right there right now, and it's hovering. You can see this micro tentacles that's extending out from the one massive tentacle itself. It's just wriggling like cilia in your intestine. You know, it's just constantly moving, using it as kind of like a way to micro position itself into a more comfortable position. It does not seem to have noticed you yet.
Let's cut one of the smaller tentacles that use that for scrying. Should we do?
Okay,
Quick,
let me
just
think.
pick a spot and then hack at it, I guess.
I could mark it with a tracer round to make it easier for you to hit it in the future,
Like a,
provided it doesn't dodge.
I mean,
I don't believe
don't
it
know.
has the
I assume
capability
that's a
to.
level 1 spell, and this is like level 30. I don't know.
You would remember your past experience, like typical spells. Like it's almost like spell don't recognize the spell that you have right now. Don't seem to recognize this massive thing as like a creature because it's just too big.
Too big.
Essentially, it's a little bit hard for you to just like paralyze it with a single spell or something like that.
I mean, it
Easy
says
stuff,
each.
very
It's fairy fire. It says each object in the cube.
Well, technically, then
Count.
if they say that, we gotta be
It
able
says
to.
each object is outlined in blue, green, and violet, and creatures in the area must also make.
You've never
cylinder.
tried, so it's possible that it may work with this one. In case then.
If
That's
we
why you know
catch
you've
it off
what do you call
guard,
it? You've tried I think like paralyzing it with hold monster or something like that. Those
yeah,
doesn't seem to work,
those.
but,
Yeah, I expect them not to. This is just to make it easier to hit for everybody else. Well, if there is any soft tissue we can collect, it's probably from the eye. So, if you feel brave enough, I am up for the task.
Yeah, just go for it. We just gotta stab it, get the juice or something about it, and then in a vial, and then we go.
You as you're kind of like doing this planning, you kind of like hear in the background, "Hey, get out of my lawn!" As you see in the distance, someone kind of someone's like throwing things on towards the tentacles. Essentially, the item hits it. One of the eye just like opens up, and the whole tentacle just shifted ever so slightly to the left and just collapses the entire building that the person was in just now.
Oh my god, he dead.
Okay, so we gotta make a quick exit.
And it
too.
closes the eye again.
Shit.
Kane. Kane can do this.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's like tell me what to do.
Right, here's the plan.
Can someone, Kane, you know you need, wait, no. Can you fly as a reaction or something? In case you need to go.
No,
I have a better idea.
Okay.
I'll mark it first, and I'll tie my grappling hook to Kane. After he hits, I'll pull him back with a hook, aka Vortex Orb.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
just prepare that.
All right.
All right, he's gonna take his revolver out.
So, your spell storing item, isn't it Vortex Warp?
It is no longer Vortex Warp, it's Blur.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, he's gonna load up the tracer rounds into it.
Kane kind of gets into a running position essentially as he gets ready to run.
And well, first we have to
Wait.
open with Fairy Fire, and then I'll ready an action on my next turn.
And you want me to just stab the eye and bring it back?
As much of it as you can.
Well, yeah. If you get juice or blood, that's much. But you can put it in this vial.
Kind of takes the vial. Alright. Eyes have kind of like juices and tears and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure we can figure
Yeah,
it
you
out.
don't have to bring.
Primarily
That's a
water.
big eye to bring back. I don't think you can. So just like whatever piece of it that you can take out.
Alright.
But if you think you can,
We'll help from the back.
Alright. So I guess I need someone to open the eye. Then I can like go in and grab it immediately. But someone needs to help open the eye for me.
It open.
Artyom, what's the J5?
I can. This unit is able to do that. However, let's spread out a bit. From what we saw earlier, the eye only opens when we attack it, and it's going to retaliate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means
Yeah.
it's gotta be split second.
Alrighty then.
We open. Someone attack it. Kane gets it, and then Artyom take. Oh, we need to move in an exact order here.
And I can protect Ignis. Can you attack it, Ignis?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to do it this way. I'm going to prepare a spell.
Okay.
Which is this one. Alright, I'm gonna show it. Okay. Which is this one. To cast it on Ignis.
Okay. Alright.
Okay.
After I
Ignis is going
cast
to
the
take,
spell.
after Ignis attacks the creature is going to open its eye and attack Ignis, right? So I'm going to cast the spell before Ignis gets attacked.
Alright.
Will I take the hit for her?
Alright, then he can go in and
Yeah, like as after it attacks, Kane can rush in and then try to get as much juices as he can, and
Yep.
then Artyom's gonna teleport him out of there.
and then we're gonna negate the yo.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll have to do something that exactly that can hit it, right? So
Yeah.
something. I'll do a wall of fire. Right.
Okay.
We need to spread
So
out
it
the
keeps the eye open every time it's being attacked. You know.
Do you think the fire might cause the eye to shut?
Why would it be shut?
Continuous heat from a fire might cause it to be such a way, but
I mean, the eye comes. It doesn't have to be on the eye. It could be just like next
On
to
the
the eye.
right. Fair.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't everybody go ahead and roll initiative?
Can we be in a specific order?
I'll say no, but you can ready yourselves to like
Okay.
after a person do what.
Okay. All right. Oh shit. So ready. I need to be the first person in action, right?
I mean, they could like wait essentially for after your turn.
Yeah, I know.
Kane,
I mean,
Kane's first. Great.
if I hit Fairy Fire first, you guys will have advantage.
Alright.
But then you have to wait a turn for the thing, so maybe not.
Kane is going to wait for the creature to attack or open its eyes before it attack. Yeah, right.
We kind of spread out. We don't want to get crushed.
Yeah, go ahead. Pick your
Right.
starting position anywhere on the map. Your choice, as long as it's not directly under the creature.
King can dash pretty far, right?
Kane can
Wait,
dash
wait.
up to 90 feet.
Easy. In that case, Just be like,
Qualifier is 120 feet, so I'll be as far away as possible.
can I be here? Movement is not nip.
Oh, sorry. Free movement. There you go.
Mm,
Your decision to make the grid not line up with the
I need to be
100 grid is a brave one, I gotta say.
Yep, this is not intended.
I need to be
I
30 feet
figured.
away from J5. Is that correct?
Yeah, 20 feet away.
So I'll be out of map, but I'll be 115 feet away.
You got this.
I'll be 30
You
feet
got
away
this,
from.
Kay!
I'll be 30 feet away from Ignis. Oh my
Wait,
god.
no. Kay, Artyom, you have to be 90 feet.
I am.
Okay. Okay, I don't know where I
I'm
am.
80 just as a precaution.
Wait. Apparently, I can't see the monster anymore.
Yeah, when you're outside of the box, you can't see it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
but technically I can, right?
Yeah,
we'll just
technically you
assume.
can, yeah.
Okay. Also, this what the heck is this grid?
Yes.
Can everybody? Can you guys in the Twitch chat make fun of Rain's grid, please?
What the heck is this grid?
Everybody writes down
Let's get a
another
trend
way.
here.
No, stop! No! Don't
Another
teach them
way.
that! Alright. So, 1 second. Yeah.
Aim readies in action.
Alright, so Kane is going to ready an action. After the creature attacks, Kane is going
Open
to
side?
dash. Open side or after its attack?
I mean, is there a difference? We're assuming once it's attacked, it will open its eye.
Okay,
But
so,
in case it doesn't open its eye after being attacked, we don't wanna.
okay, so if the
Once
moment it opens
it
its
opens
eye,
its eye.
Kane is going to rush in. Artyom, what do you do?
I will ready an action to attach a hook to Kane, and once he runs up there, once he stabs the eye, I'll just pull him back to me,
Alright.
aka Vortex Warp. I'll cast it now, okay?
Yeah.
I
Ignis,
start
what do you
first, right?
do?
Okay. Wall of fire, let's go.
Alright, Ignis, go ahead.
You have to do it after my turn though, because I have to ready an action. No.
But if I'm in the sphere, I can't do anything.
Oh, okay. So the creature's going to take action after me. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Okay.
Alright. So,
But
Ignis, you
yeah.
cast Wall of Fire. Go ahead, place it as the wall of flame just begins to ignite and burn underneath the creature's right, like the right side of the creature's eye, essentially. It doesn't seem to be doing much, but you can see it is certainly irritated, as you can see the eye underneath the eyelid kind of like moves around, essentially. J5, what do you do?
Well, let's hope this thing works. I'm gonna look at Ignis, throw a device at her.
Alright,
Device looks very much like Artyom's creation.
alright.
Whoop.
Wait, do I roll damage or does it not matter?
It does not
It does
matter,
not
no.
matter.
As
Wow.
a sphere of magical energy essentially that wraps around Ignis over here.
And then when they
That's
run away.
And where you're running? There.
Yeah.
Alright. So, this guy, he is going to.
Oh my god! How big is that thing?
Is dragged through the area, getting to the other side. Essentially, so I'm gonna need everybody to go ahead, roll me a dexterity or strength saving throw. I'll say dexterity
Dexterity.
saving throw.
Dexterity. It's nice.
Correct.
Yeah, dexterity saving throw. Yeah, because he's not pushing.
Wait,
you.
but does Kane not do anything?
That's true.
It is
It is a take. It opens its eye and oh yeah, that's right. Kane is going to do something before
Yeah.
that. So let me just move it back. I need to make this a little bit smaller. I feel next time.
No, I think it's
That thing is
perfect.
so big.
I really feel like I'm fighting a fucking kaiju here.
That's the goal. All right. So right after Ignis is bubbled, Kane immediately runs ahead 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kind of opens up his wings essentially so that he can get up right to where its eyes, and Kane jams a dagger into its eye. And Kane's not here, so he won't be able to tell you this, but as Kane stabs it, you guys he sees that the dagger doesn't even seem to
Oh yeah.
puncture through the what you call the liquid layer essentially that is covering the eye. So he stabs it, he pulls out as much liquid as possible, pouring it into the flask that you give him, Ignis, and he leaps off looking at Artyom.
Yep, that's when the repelling him just starts pulling him back.
Pulling him
And-
all the way back.
Gonna overcompensate because I expect to be crushed in the upcoming turn. Gonna overcompensate and just throw him 90 feet behind me.
The other side. Alright. Okay. I feel he's the last person that needs to be saving for a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, but you know, when
But-
in Rome, right? Like I'm already there.
He begins to just run across the battlefield. Just
Here we
shift.
go.
I'm gonna need.
Everyone.
I'm not sure to be honest. Let's see. This creature is.
Please, both Besmertny and Artyom get advantage.
This creature is about 200 feet in diameter.
How do we live?
I don't think you're able to teleport him that far. So J5, Kane, and Artyom and Besmertny, go ahead, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Do the thing or?
Alright.
It's a
Already
little
rolled
bit
mine.
hard for me to do the thing right now. so
Okay.
you guys roll it.
We'll do the thing.
Yeah, I wrote mine.
30 saving throw. I'll give myself advantage with the tattoo.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Yowza. So when you guys
That's
are done
intense.
scraping Artyom off the ground, revive him, I guess.
Yeah,
So
I'm
as
gonna
this,
split-
yeah, this creature's scraping the ground as you guys kind of try to run away and try to dodge it as much as possible.
And
I'm gonna
let's take the hit.
I'm sorry,
I'm gonna flash
J5?
myself.
You
I'm gonna
flash
flash
yourself.
myself.
Alright. I think that might be enough. Alright. Okay, so let me roll dexterity saving throw for Kane as well. Dex save. Alright, so everybody but Artyom failed.
You mean
Everybody but
other way
Artyom
around?
succeeded. Yes. So
can
as
Besmertny take damage for Artyom, or is that not a?
yes, Besmertny can take damage for Artyom. You guys will take 1 second. That alright. You guys take
Only two guys?
40 points of damage as this whole thing just scrapes across the ground. The one that succeeds takes 20, and the one that is alive, what do you call it, Kane, does not take any damage, as he's able to sneak underneath the building foundation essentially as the creature drags it across the battlefield.
So
And right-
just to clarify,
Yep.
Besmertny can take damage for Artyom,
Yes.
so he takes 60.
Alright, Besmertny takes
20 for
60 points of damage, 40 for
Still
Artyom,
alive.
20 for himself, and still alive. And you guys are, and of course, Ignis, you're just gonna like bouncing up and down very rapidly in between the tentacle and the ground as you're just grinding across, and the tentacle just comes to a halt.
Oh
What
my
do you
god.
guys do now?
Is it on top of us? We
On
cannot
top
move?
of you guys right now, what do you guys do?
Can we move?
Can I
I'll
wait?
say
can-
very rough terrain, so quarter your movement.
wait, how far is J5? Why is J5 so far?
J5 is there.
Oh, because he did get in the is it?
Yeah. I mean, he's,
Okay.
he's in the best position technically because now he's just a little bit more to escape.
Oh, I was thinking we could all turn into birds and then run, and then fly away.
We can't though. Tentacles on top of us.
Yeah.
Maybe something that can burrow first. Burrow down.
Okay, like a mole.
Yeah, maybe a mole.
But you need to see the people that you cast a spell on. You're
No.
essentially blinded right now.
I do not. Oh, but I'm in the I'm in the thingy.
You're
I
in the
can't.
bubble. You can't target the spell out.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, I can drop concentration anytime, right?
That is true. You can drop it now as well if you want.
And I don't need to see them as long as they're within range. Oh wait, no, I do need to see them.
You need to see them too.
I need to see them, and
So-
they need to be within range.
Kane is gonna do what Kane does and just try to stab the creature.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Ken.
Hey, run!
Ken, get
Oh, you wanted to run, right? What? He just looks around. It's just blackness all around you guys.
Up! You can fly.
There's a tentacle above us.
Oh, above us.
It's crushing
It's
on
on
top of
us.
you.
For
Like
some reason, I thought we're on top of the tentacle.
no,
you
you're
know?
underneath the
We
tentacle.
wish.
Right
Well,
now.
I mean, like in like a cartoonish way, you know, like when what's that called? That like giant machine like rolls over someone and they're like splattered, you know. Then it turns around, they're on top of it, like paper thin.
Yeah.
That could be us.
Something like that essentially, but it's more like, you know, the tentacle skin is still soft, quote unquote, so it's bending over your bubble, Ignis, while the rest of you are essentially that, like face down onto the floor, but thanks to whatever magical power that class gives you, you are still alive, essentially.
Oh my god.
And
I'm
while
I'm
Artyom is
the
essentially
light
like
side.
Artyom's on the ground, but Besmert is like over him, basically like holding up the tentacle like a jack, you know, just holding it in place. The legs are quivering, trying to hold on. It's taking a brunt of the weight. So
I guess we just run. Do
Kane,
we
like,
still want to turn into burrowing?
I can shield myself with the same spell you have, so that should be fine.
What?
Can you get Kane out of there?
Kane is given that your instruction is to run. Let me just move everybody because he's gonna try to run downwards. So let me just move everybody up like so. So he's going to
Bye,
run.
J5.
Oh shit! I forgot G5 is there. All right.
It's going to Brazil.
Okay, something like that. Sure. The J5 is at the very, very edge, I think. So Kane is gonna try to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's double dash. And that's it. As an action, he can move one more square, and he's gonna end his turn there. Artyom, you are on the
Jesus
ground.
Christ.
Besmurtny is over you, trying to hold up the tentacle so that you are not hurt. What do you do?
It's gonna fumble around with his armor for a moment, and tells me, "Thank you, my friend," and hit something on his armor to make it like pop out and be extra armory at the expense of not really being able to move around all that much. If that can envelop Besmetny as we're sharing the same space, that'd be cool, but I totally understand if we can't do that.
Is this the bubble? Oh no.
Yes.
Otilix Resilience Sphere as well.
It's a creature.
It closes a creature or
It's
an
a
object
creature,
of large
or small. That's
Mm,
so. Again, I think it's intended just a singular creature,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
However,
I'll say-
if you'd allow it, it is a construct.
I'll say you
that
can use
doesn't
a
matter.
fate point and we'll bend that rule just for this one, essentially.
Can I take it, you guys?
Yeah, sure. We're facing the disaster. We need all the fate points.
You don't want
Exactly.
to destroy Besmurtny and you want to keep him with you all the time, so you cast a spell and a bubble forms around you, pushing the tentacle up a little bit as Besmurtny kind of collapses from essentially like losing a 3/4 of his health from being crushed.
He incorporates himself into the armor, you know?
I see. Alright, so basically he becomes the protection essentially.
I am the protector.
Alright. So with that, what else do you want to do?
Oh right, there's more. Well, I would move, but it says I can move.
by
It's
pushing the thing.
yeah, but it's like difficult terrain, right?
Yeah.
Costs
Very
twice as
difficult
much to move around.
Very difficult.
Yeah, no. The resilience sphere already is
Oh, shit,
makes
really?
it difficult to walk.
Oh,
I'm pretty
okay.
sure.
Square. Move one square.
Yeah,
Okay,
half of my
what-
speed.
Yeah.
So it's
okay, yeah.
half of 30, 15.
And then
How much
divide by
can you move,
4 by
GM?
that. Wait, you have 15. Shit. You can
Divided by 4.
No, you can
Are we
barely move. You
rounded
can,
up or down?
yeah, barely. You can barely move 5 feet essentially. I'll round it up so you can move 1 space.
All right, let's go, gamers. Yeah.
Wait, so we're not burrowing, are we?
Well,
Can't
we can't
see
see each
right
other.
now. That's the main
Oh
problem.
yeah. Sorry.
Here, I'll
Ignis,
move
what do you
towards
do?
you diagonally so that we can see each other at least.
All right. Okay, Ignis, what do you do?
Um.
You're
Well,
still in
I
the bubble,
don't-
by the way, Ignis.
Yeah, I'll try to roll myself out
All
to
right.
where I think out is.
If
which
you
is-
dash, you can move 2 spaces.
Okay. So the tentacle went this way, so we gotta go the opposite way, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So I'll move 2 spaces that way.
All
You
right.
can move one space. You're in the sphere. You're in the same situation as Artio.
Oh, so you can
Yeah.
move 1 space. Yeah, you only move 1 space. So.
But you said if I dash, I still only move 1 space?
Yes, because
Oh.
of the stupid number of penalties on you right now. So essentially, every 6 foot you move one foot.
So
So if you dash, you have what? 60, right? 60 half.
Sorry,
30 again.
not 60 foot, 120 foot. So every 12 foot you move one foot. So
Wait, Ignis has 30, right? And then she dash, so times 2.
times 2. So she
But-
can move half a square essentially.
Yeah. So
With a dash. So you can move 1 square. I'll allow you to move minimum 1 square.
yeah, I moved 1 square.
All right.
Oh wow. We just gotta wait for it to pass, kind of.
All right.
Unless it, swallows us up.
Next
They don't
is
have mouth
J5.
here, right?
What do you do?
alright, seeing that I can't basically move much, I'm gonna tap on my faulty thingy here, and then beep beep bop.
Oh, blade.
Well,
Nice, yeah.
and then I'm gonna try to move. But how do I move? I can move how many feet now?
If you dash, you can move 3 squares. If you don't dash, you can move 1 square.
1 square. Then I'm move 1 square up. Can I move my stuff?
No, I think that's the end of the map. I think that's why you can't move up.
Oh, okay. So, but I'm going to move the opposite way the tentacle is moving. Because
All right. Okay. So you move
Logically,
here, yeah.
yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. And
Alright.
then at the end of my third, we'll
Yeah.
see if it works. Yeah, it works. Boop.
And
Hold on.
J5 disappears. As next, as the creature moves back from whence it came, essentially, all the way back across to the other side, which causes only Kane have to make a dexterity saving throw.
You got this, Kane. You were bragging how you like doing those anyway.
I
Kane.
can't find Kane. Where is Kane?
Kane's
Oh.
not there. I don't see him.
I think you moved him. Oh no, here he is. Here he is. Next to Wildfire.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, I see it. Alright.
Here's the tip. Try to look a smear of blood on the ground.
Kane sucks. Oh, Kane failed.
Oh,
What?
He rolled an
I
18.
will. Wait. I can advantagize his save.
But
You
you're in
can
a bubble,
advantage
aren't
as
you?
attack and ability check. If I recall correctly, you can't.
No, I can
No, not ability check.
advantagize saving throw specifically. I think.
Oh, okay,
Let him
okay,
check.
alright.
Just double check just in case.
But the
Wait,
sphere,
yeah, the spear. it blocks magical thing from crossing through.
Is this magical thing?
Object, spell effects. I'll say it's around that area. I'll say. Because I'm assuming feats as well won't be able to, like bardic inspiration or something like that won't be able to pass through such a thing. So I'll say.
Fair. It does say nothing. So,
yeah. All right. So
Sorry.
Kane unfortunately failed.
No
Kane-
flashin either.
But
no
Kane
flashing.
Kane can uncanny dodge as well as whatever he takes from that is
And
already
he's
half.
still half, yeah. So
Kane half twice.
Kane takes 44 points of damage, half 22 points of damage, uncanny dodge 11 points of damage. Really, just 11? Oh my
Hey.
god!
She's tanking the tentacle.
I know, that's crazy.
Tank all along.
Yeah. And he didn't even long rest yet. Oh my god!
You should have long rested him.
I'm sorry, I'm not very smart.
No, you just
Yeah, but we love you anyway.
Ah. Alright, long rested, and then he takes 11 points of damage. Alright, so that's the end of the creature's turn, and it shifts again. The eye kind of like look around. I'll say he'll be able to notice you, so the eye continues open. That's the end of its turn. Kane. So we run!
Run!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next is Artyom. What do you do?
Keep rolling. Keep rolling.
Keep rolling. I guess, yeah. I'll keep rolling. I guess that guy's done with us now, so let's just dash
Please
for 30
drop.
feet.
So I can also dash.
Also, you can ignore the buildings. They aren't there anymore.
I mean, do you want to get up? What if he rolls back? let's give it a turn first. I think. Let's stay in the bubble for one more turn, and if it doesn't come back, we pop out and sprint.
Alright, okay. So that is the end of
So
Artyom.
that was my
Ignis, what do you do? You're still in the bubble.
I'll listen to Artyom and like, okay. I'll just
Sorry.
Why did it go back?
I don't know why it shouldn't be
You were
there.
right! Yeah, move one space then, I guess.
Alright, so Ignis, you move one space. That's the end of your turn.
Wait,
No,
one space?
no, you can move half your movement speed now.
Yeah.
Oh.
One space is because
And you
you're
can use
crushed
the
by the
action to
tentacle.
dash. And you can action to dash.
So you can move 30 foot.
Okay. So, I was here. I'll move towards here. But I can see people now, right?
Tentacles
Where is that?
to the north. Tentacles to the north.
To-
Tentacles up here.
so we moved
traveled
down
up there.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I went the wrong way. Haha. Then, yeah, okay. Let's go here.
Alright. So, Ignis, you rush over in that direction. That's the end of your turn with your dash. J5, what do you do?
Well, I'm gonna appearing 10 feet from my position, so I'm gonna appear here.
Alright.
And when I see my friends is running downwards, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
dash
basically
down.
you reappear, you look around, you're not under tentacle anymore, you look behind, it's moving back in your direction. You
Really?
Run downwards, dash. At the end of my turn, come on, work this specific thing. Yeah, it works.
And J5 zoop disappears once more as the tentacle continuously move back again.
Why did it come back?
I think it was around
Where is it trying to
here.
go? I don't get it.
It's covering all of you. Luckily,
It's just-
Ignis and Artyom, both of you are like covered in the bubble. So you're completely covered in the thing once more. Kane is already out. So she's just gonna give the tentacle a middle finger, essentially. And Artyom, what do you do?
Well, as it stands, I will dash.
Move one space
so-
regardless. Yeah, because you're in
Yes, it's half. It's 30
so,
divided by 4.
so yeah, half.
1 1/4.
Yeah, so so yeah, I'll say round up to nearest 5. Okay. That's the end of your turn, Artyom. Next is Ignis. Same thing.
Yeah.
1 square. Okay, now
Move me.
that resilient bubble is so good. J5.
It's resilient.
Oh, you reappear
Okay, here's the thing though.
in an empty
It-
space.
Yeah, in an empty space.
So
it doesn't say how far.
there-
How do you want to roll this?
Wait. What's the wording? Can you show me the spell?
Okay.
It reappears in an empty space within 5 feet of you, within 10 feet of you.
Yeah, that is normally, but if there's no unoccupied space,
Does it say that?
it says that if no unoccupied space is available within that range, you appear in the nearest unoccupied space chosen at random if more than one space is equally near.
There's only one space that is closest to you that is not occupied. Yeah.
Oh my god, right in front of the eye.
Yep. So essentially, you
Oh, no.
you pulled a Mirio and you glitched out of the tentacle. Essentially.
Take a second sample.
So now it's your turn.
Yep, bigger yo.
Alright.
Action. I'm gonna action dash, but I'm gonna just stay within somewhere around here.
Alright.
Just outside. I'm gonna see my friends, right?
Alright. Yep.
And then my turn. See if I disappear again. Yeah, I did disappear.
And J5 disappear again. Next. J5's doing well. This guy is gonna go back to the other side. And does not crush, does not damage any of the 2 people in the bubble. Which brings us to Kane, who is going to wait. Artyom.
So, Ignis, I hope we both learn a very valuable lesson and not end in the spell prematurely. So I'll just
Well,
roll
and the spell's
30 more.
not up to me, so
Slow and steady.
Actually, I'll say since like the 2 of you that still remains in there is immune to the damage, I'll say it'll be several more rounds as the tentacle does not slide over all the way to where J5 and Kane is. It seems to stop at a certain point and then returns back to its original place, just like.
Can I look around and see why does it go? I mean, it doesn't chase after us because it can clearly see us over there, right?
You go ahead with perception check for me.
Is it mechanically obstructed or maybe its articulation is not that good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my god! Kane, look for me! Kane, gotta look!
Alright, Kane's gonna look as well. Perception. Kane rolled a 24 as J5 rolled a 6. As Kane kind of gets up to the roof essentially with his wings, looking at the surrounding, he notices this tentacle is holding on to the wall. And like it's moving, but it seems like this tentacle is completely outstretched, so it's unable to like. It's like when you hold it's like you have your hand outstretched and you grab onto a pillar, so you're not able to wiggle your arm much more because it's fully outstretched basically, so it's only able to move just a little bit.
Okay, I see. I understand.
That is the end of so as you guys slowly make your way, being trampled, untrampled, trampled, untrampled, as Artyom, Besmertny, and Ignis are able to get out of that giant tentacle's range. What do you guys do now? The eye is still kind of like as you guys get out of range, the eye blinks once more and then closes.
okay. Okay, you got the samples?
He kind of shows one of his hand. It's just like the vial is there covered with like a clear liquid, and his entire left hand is just covered with that liquid as well. I think this is
Okay.
enough.
More than enough. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
As you turn around to start moving away, you see a large shadow is cast over the entire field that you're standing on right now.
Yeah, that's
You look
Oh,
up
no.
as one of the tentacles just straight up, and it's slowly falling down through the sky. You can see it kind of like glows red for a moment with the speed that it's falling, going down in your direction. What do everybody? Actually, Artyom and Ignis, you don't have to roll it, but J5, can you roll your d20, see if you're not there?
Alright, come on. Now's the time to work. Yeah,
It works. J5 zip, disappears. Kane, are you kidding me? Whoa! As the thing slams onto him. Dexterity saving throw, Kane.
Come on, Kane. That's like the
He
one
rolled a
thing
28 as he leaps
Yeah.
out of the way. The tentacle slams down to the ground with its eyes all completely open at the moment. The two of you completely crushed by the tentacle by your bubble holds. As the tentacle gets dragged along, you feel like yourself being dragged as well along with the tentacle as it slowly lifts itself back up, and the two of you can like detach from the tentacle. Boop, boop. Fall down to the ground once more as you see the tentacle rises up once more. And then it kind of like it lands right next. It gently lands next to the tentacle that you guys were attacking just now.
What?
And then you see it move closer towards you and just sweeping this entire sector. Sweeping a large number of the houses, sweeping it, and then pulling it away from you towards the city center. You guys are now you guys have been running, so you guys are out of range of this thing. But with Kane's vision, since he is flying, while he has his flight, you would see this creature. I'll bring you back to this area. Is essentially using the fourth tentacle that is not holding the ground and just scooping large masses of the city, pushing it into the hole. The under tentacle grabs onto the ground, scoop it, and push it into the hole. Just like a hungry man who've never seen food before, just scraping it off the ground with both of his hands, dragging it, shoving it into its face. So as you can see, more and more of the houses are just falling into the mall, and as the teeth rotates, it grinds up these large houses. What do you guys do now?
Are we in a safe location or?
No, you are not. You're still within the city, but you're not in the area where this creature is cleaning up house. Literally.
We gotta go back to the forest. Come on.
Just for visual cue, this is how far the tentacle reaches, yeah?
We are outside of its reach.
You guys are like somewhere in here.
Oh shit!
We gotta run. We gotta run.
So you guys begin running outside, making your way out. As you guys are approaching the gate, Ignis and Kate, you guys would be able to see what you call soldiers. Not many of them, less than 100, are lined up, weapons at the ready, essentially. Kind of like lining up, and you can see Cecilia is standing in front of them, kind of like organizing these remaining people. You can see here in the distance sounds of gunshots and kind of like war cries coming from the central district. As you can see, what you call beams of energy essentially being shot to the sky from over there. You can see, and then you will see the tentacle lets go, and then it kind of like falls down to the ground for a moment, and then it rises up once more and wraps it around the crystal tower even tighter now, not wanting to let go. You guys arrive in this area with the with the soldiers, and Cecilia notices you guys come in. You guys were inside. What are you doing?
Preparing for the future battle.
Well,
what was it called? Reconnaissance. That was it. Didn't you guys go too? You too. Come on.
Everyone should leave.
Well,
all of you.
One of the guy out front kind of like gets into a resting position and kind of speaks in this like very stern tone. Sorry, ma'am. We are here to protect our home, ma'am.
There's nothing else to protect. We're gonna die here.
And that is the path we chose.
Oh,
Well, but we need all able bodies for future fights. Let's just say this round we need to gather information in order to find a weakness so that we can beat it next time.
At the back. But what's there to fight if our homes are gone?
you can rebuild it. This place will still be here.
And Cecilia
You
turns to
won't.
you. Will it?
Well, you know, like the base of it, maybe.
Homes can always be rebuilt, but lives lost will never be replaced. And the loss that you are feeling right now, if we aren't able to find a weakness today, then more people will feel that loss.
Persuasion check.
With advantage, because I help.
Okay. I'll
Do I need advantage though?
Yeah, you said disadvantage. I heard that.
What? I said with advantage.
But do I?
Do I
Like disadvantage.
I'll do it
God.
again.
The
that
cockiness, the
advantage.
cockiness. I say with a 25 you wouldn't have made it, but with a 33, the guys gonna look at each other. Cecilia crosses her arms. Now I'm staying with you once, but like you said, you don't need to be here. Live and fight for another day. They all gonna look at each other, mutter for a moment. They look at each other. They kind of realize, in actual, how few that remains right now. Right now it's like less than 100 that remains that really wants to fight. And the guy at the front, who was in the ready rest position, to just leave everything to be destroyed. Our home, everything that we've built.
Look, if magic can't puncture through this thing, nothing of what you did can. It needs to be a very concentrated blast.
He points to the crystal tower, and you see the tentacle lets go once more as you see kind of like bullets firing in its direction. The tentacle falls down to the ground, kind of like tries to reach out to something, and it grabs onto the top part of the crystal tower, holding on it even tighter. More of the chunks from the crystal fall down, and you can hear cheering noises coming from that end. What about those? Do you know who's doing that?
Do we?
Well, we can assume it's the pirates, right?
Yeah.
Well, are you saying that? J5,
Are we keeping it a secret?
Yeah.
are you saying that to them? Or I did not assume it was the-
I mean, if Jefa is speaking, then Jefa is gonna tell them. Probably gonna be it's the pirates that is doing that.
If they can do it, why can't we?
Well, first of all, because they are well prepared. They came here to assault the city. They have weaponries. They have plans.
Well, this is
But
our
we
base.
do-
I'm sure we can find tools to fight this thing. Right? And we have you, kind of pointing to you guys. You're the amazing spicing 7 that we've heard of, right? Ass!
Look,
Yes,
all
well-
the times that we faced these disasters are with plans and times of preparation.
Yes, that is true. That is how all of the disasters are being taken down. Time, planning, proper planning, preparations, and manpower.
And knowing when to stop when it's futile.
And that is why today, in order for today is not going to be a waste, we have to find any information that we can about this Fort Abismo. For now, we acquired a part of its body, its bodily fluid, so that we can track them in the future. And we know it's we can learn its
Whereabouts,
demeanor, not whereabouts, demeanor, I guess.
details, behavior.
Behavior, yeah. How it eats a city up. And right now, this unit is going to try to send a drone inside, see if we can attack it from the inside. If it's safe enough to send people inside.
Go ahead, roll persuasion check again.
Advantage.
Yes, with advantage. This time with advantage.
Next sheet.
The guy kind of looks at you, kind of like incredulously a bit. Then how are we going to get there? How are we going to get back here? Or wherever these creatures. Even if we can find them, we can't know where it's appearing. It just seems to appear at random.
Us
Well,
the scrying. Like a recon. We know a few points. Let's figure out a pattern.
Well, we know last time.
Cecilia
We know
kinda, like,
what.
raises her hand. Sorry to interrupt, J5, but I have to agree with this one. Even if you scry, you will see maybe blackness underground. How are you going to determine where it is?
Well, that is true.
She makes a good point. God damn it.
Oh my god, I forgot about the scrying around it. Locate creature is limited by range, right?
Yeah. Well, say we stay and fight. What's your plan then?
They all gonna
Just
look at
shoot
each
it
other.
until it dies? Because we have no information on how to what even punctures this thing. Our usual spells definitely wouldn't work, because we've tried that. The last time what worked was basically, what do you call it again? A rocket?
A V12 rocket. A force equivalent to a level 9 spell. However, the ones that we took down was way smaller than this one.
Way smaller. This is city big.
All look at each other. Go ahead, roll intimidation check.
Who?
Advantage.
No. This
Aw.
time, no. But
Do I do it or do this?
No, you do it, obviously. I have zero.
I'm good at intimidation because I have flashing flash.
I
20. Yeah.
no.
Alright, so with a 20, the guy's gonna look at you. At this point, kind of like defeated. They want to fight, but you're bringing up some really good points. Logistically, physically, and mentally, it's just not a good idea to fight right now. They look at you, they look at Cecilia. Cecilia kind of like looks at them, gives them a nod. Alright! Let's regroup to the north. The city is lost. Let's guide the survivors all the way to Lacrodad. And then we'll let these assholes teach us how to fight this thing.
Hey, it's ass, not assholes.
Oh, I just assumed that's what you call the individual members, but
No.
Alright, I'm gonna stay just outside of the things, but I want to see. And ratio limit how far I can move, can enter another resistance. Okay, solid variables I movement, but can bust too small. Okay, I'm gonna cast this thing.
alright.
I'm gonna send it straight into the mouth. See how far it can go.
Alright.
But I want to avoid all the debris and the teeth. I want to see if there's an opening small enough for a person to fit in.
That's a bit difficult. Why don't you go ahead? Yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll me dexterity check? But you're using your magic, so arcane, intelligence check. As you're, I want to see how. No, let's go dexterity. Dexterity.
Okay.
I want to see how dexterous you are at controlling your drone, essentially.
Oh, I'm really good at it.
As you guys, so you guys find a safe place outside the range of this creature, and J5, you sit down in one corner and you pull out your drone that you've been working on, and the drone flies away, and there's no range, right?
Yeah, there's no range. Limited by 1 hour. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So the drone flies over the scene, and you can see now there's like a waterfall essentially forming in this side of the city, where you know the water are just like falling down into its mouth, creating multiple waterfalls on that. And there's 4 tentacles that seem to be just outstretched, not doing anything. And then there's other 4 tentacles that seem to just sweeping across the hall and across the city, just sweeping cities into it. But you do realize there are cities that fail to go into the stomach. They kind of like fall on top of the creature's flesh, and some fall into the hole but not into the mouth, you know, so like out on the outside it kind of crumbles and falls down a little bit. It is you can see it is really cleaning up the area that remains, that the area that its tentacle can reach, essentially. You guys, the drone flies in deeper. You can see that more spins down, and the debris just flies around like it's like a ragdoll, essentially. Just the fly gets tossed around, dust covering your entire vision. But you, with you're pretty good at controlling this drone. You're avoiding any of the debris. You avoid the tooth the more, and you get closer and closer and smaller and smaller and smaller. As you can see, the tunnel that you can see, it gets smaller, and the teeth also kind of like the tunnel that you can go through is smaller. So as you go deeper and deeper, everything that's in there gets ground up to even smaller and smaller portions, essentially, until you get to the very bottom when it's very dark, and then your drone lost connection.
Oh my god. So it's even smaller than the drone, right? I mean, I can assume that the drone gets grinded as well.
Possibly, yeah. Wait. Because the drone does not have health.
Nope, the drone does not have health.
Yet it disconnected.
Oh.
Like an anti-magic field in the stomach, maybe?
Oh, possibly.
Oh, then it'd be dangerous to go inside then.
Very.
Very much so.
Well, either way, we know that it anchors itself by the 4 tentacles. Maybe if we can, I mean, dislodge the anchors, it cannot attack anything, right?
Maybe.
What do you think happens to it after you destroy the anchors?
It's going to fall down the hole that it made.
And then we can follow it into its lair? Is that what you're suggesting?
Well, there'll be one way to start attacking it. Well, this unit has an idea, but might be what do you call that? Unethical to some. Perhaps if we
unethical.
Perhaps if we could modify the virus, the disease that we found, that we discovered in the other disaster in Magnus Titanica, to affect only this Faltabismo and have it consume that disease.
What do you expect to happen? It could very well create a zombie-like variant of this thing, but...
I mean, we need time to even study what we have.
Yeah, this unit meant that how the disease is spread, because the disease was spreading through multiple dimensions. Multiple dimensions, right? Damage is the
Yeah,
was-
like
it was
the
kind of like a
body,
ray.
multiple levels of the body, basically, not just
Yeah.
the physical realm.
not just So maybe create a different effect, maybe a decaying effect, so that Fata Bismo will die eventually by itself from the disease.
Oh, like a reverse bioengineer. I know what you mean.
Just so you were clear, you're essentially talking about making a bioweapon.
Yeah.
Well, he talked about making a rocket that explodes.
I mean, rocket has a purpose other than exploding, I guess.
We're moving up the
The
World
mad
War
scientist
II
level.
crime simulator right now.
Honestly, only matter of time you create the blue rose, because that's the atomic bomb, right?
It's already created. What do you mean?
we already know J5 created it, no?
So,
Oh yeah. Ooh.
what do? You just wait and observe during the whole time until the creature's gone?
I'm gonna keep on observing, I guess. How long does it take to consume the entire city?
Alright, so during the whole time, you keep an eye on the creature as it is sweeping more and more parts of the city. It seems to be mostly interested in the houses. It doesn't seem to care much about the water, as it tries to sweep as much as possible. In the end, what remains is just the foundation of the walls, and this part of the city down to the south, essentially, because, well, it's out of its range. After it sweeps the whole thing, you see
What
the
what
creature.
about the pirates here?
At some point, you realize they stopped shooting.
Ooh. But the crystal tower is still there.
Crystal Tower is still there, which I was about to move on to next, as
Okay.
you see two of the tentacles, after they've done sweeping, wraps itself around the top half of the crystal and just squeezes, and you can see the top half just breaks and it falls down inside the creature.
Wait, even the blue ones?
The blue crystal, yeah, the blue crystal tower. It grabs onto it, it cracks, and the crystal falls down into the creature.
And he doesn't react. It doesn't react.
Doesn't seem so, as the crystal falls down, falls inside, and you can see that when the crystal is broken, where there was a blue rose explosion, it remains mid-air. It does not follow along with the crystal. It just remains floating mid-air as the crystal spins and falls inside the creature.
Wait, did we pass the check to know what the crystal are?
No,
No.
we did not. Me and Artyom, but you have not.
Yeah,
And then
it's
you
nature, right?
see
So
the creature,
Yeah.
and then you hear the creature kind of like, as all the tentacles let go almost simultaneously, and the creature falls, start to fall into the hole.
Like it's in pain or it's done.
Sounds like it.
Which one?
Sounds
Yeah.
like it's in pain. As you see the creature
Well, no one's immune to blue
now
rose.
disappear from sight, leaving you guys. What do you guys do? Are you guys following it or just leaving it fall? How?
Well,
do I have anything that I can do to track it?
I was just gonna say that's one way to how you say, to, instead of a bioweapon, you could just have him swallow multiple blue rose contra reaction.
It doesn't swallow the contra reaction, it swallows the crystals, right? What are those
Yeah.
crystals?
Yeah,
Do
what
I
are
know
those
from a
crystals?
distance this?
Go ahead, roll me nature check, please.
Nature, come
Please
on.
bless yourself.
There you go.
Bless yourself just in case.
Okay, this is important stuff, so I'm gonna flash myself. There you go.
It's become a key thing now.
Okay. Alright.
Why is the robot the better
recreate those.
nature guy than the druid?
Hey, look, it's crystal, okay? It's not like diamonds or whatever.
Plus, J5's been frequently libraries, reading books here and there.
Yeah, I'm not one for dust and stuff.
You have read this. It is sort of a kind of like a very difficult combination to happen essentially, and a very difficult chain of events that need to happen where they create this crystal. There's only been one other event, one other, what do you call,
Known success, known event.
yeah, one other known event that was able to create such a crystal, which is I can't remember the name of that country. One second.
Lockdown.
Nations, not Codicon, continents, Teleru, view scene. It is Poverd. That is correct. Yeah.
A bird.
Poverd is one of the earlier countries that tried to kind of like modernize technology and all that, and fully, like, Contacol, they progress, but with care. You know, they have these rules and regulation and shit. Poverd is essentially a city birthed from engineers who say, fuck the rules, I'm gonna do whatever I want. And they create this super advanced network of of like dust and everything, use that to power the city, essentially, that the country that they have. And then one minor mistake that they did not foresee causes a chain reaction that causes essentially the entire region to be covered in contra reaction.
Oh yeah.
Where there is an effort where people are slowly trying to remove the contra reaction from that, the Poverd
Yeah.
reclamation effort.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember
So
that.
yeah, essentially that such big explosion essentially like that causes that blue crystal, which, now that you're here seeing this massive thing, I guess this is the only other reason where, you know, the only other place where such an amount of dust would have gathered, used so very irresponsibly, to a point where, you know, blue rose and everything occurs and causing this thing. You're not sure how it was created, like what reaction causes it that you can replicate it. Given that it's related to the blue rose, research on it has been forbidden. Sorry, not yeah, research, because it's like with contra reaction, you know, so like that area of research is immediately considered taboo. So
I see.
possibly it has something to do with that, essentially.
Okay, I see. Well, but we know that Photoabismo does not eat people; it eats stones, right? Uh, crystals, stones. What were the houses made of?
Stone houses.
Normal stone or any particular stones? Maybe
Just hey, I wouldn't know. Cobblestone, I guess. Yeah, that's the best.
cobblestone. Right?
Actually, like the cheaper house would be cobblestone. In the central would be,
Bricks?
yeah, bricks. Thank you.
Okay.
I have no idea. I just assumed.
Yeah, but they Photoabismo eats minerals basically. I mean, including the crystal that it wouldn't let go. It will not let go of that crystal, right? It really wants that crystal.
Means it could just be as simple as. Well, I know you just said it's not simple per se to make them, but
Well, now at least we know how to lure it out. If it wants minerals, if it wants stone, we can stockpile it somewhere, create a bait.
All right. So
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
this information, you have this idea. The creature is also now gone. With all this new information, Cecilia kind of approaches you, looking at her destroyed city. Nothing remains other than that giant blue crystal that is, even then, its top quarter has been snapped off by Faltabismo. Without turning to you, she asks, "So, what do we do now?"
We find a safer place and regroup.
You have an idea?
Well,
How many people are there left?
One second. I'd say about 5,000 people there.
that's like 1,000
We can
times
hide them
more.
outside of a capital city.
Shut up!
I look at Freddy. I look at Ignis. Freddy, does your brother need more people in his village?
Hey, he was up to the challenge for 500. What about 5,000? Oh my god, no, I was
He has
kidding.
this upcoming village. They need manpower. They need traders. They need they need
What?
people of the trade.
I don't even know where to start. Oh, he's gonna hate me. Oh my god, oh my god. We could send little bit by little bit to all the places that we know of, we separate them essentially.
What do you mean?
As in some we send over to Jack's village, some we send over to Lackerdad, some to Contacol, some to I know Rex's place need more people too.
Well, maybe the ones
Maybe
that are
then he
willing
can
to fight.
not use a zombie.
Maybe the ones that are willing to fight can come with us and stay in our castle. Have our personal army.
Crystal
Wow.
Braves.
Stop. Oh my god, literally. Because their house, okay. Yeah, that's good. So, but I can only do this 1, 2, 3, 4 times today.
Each time you can
So,
transfer 500 people.
yeah.
So you can do
So,
2,000 per day.
yeah.
You'll be done in around 3 days.
Yeah.
Just contact everyone that we know of. Do they need more people?
Well, I don't know about you, but if I'm running a city, I can't be bothered accepting this many people.
Well, at least we know 2 people who are running a city. 3 if you count Haley. But usually we just, sneak them in. Nobody would notice if it's just like, hey, 10 people came here from out of that tree. Then the next day, hey, another 10. Huh, what's going on?
That will be a while.
I know.
Well,
I can't be here all the time for the thing. But if you have a better idea, feel free. Unless you want to stay here, at least we know the disaster doesn't struck the same place twice. That's all.
that is true. She kind of thinks for a moment. I'll try to contact the others. See if the neighboring states can accept some people. We are an alliance after all. But
All right.
well, I'll need my spell scrolls. But she looks at the city. I think we're a little bit past that. I'll figure something out.
Well,
Thank you for everything you did, I guess.
I don't know if we really did anything.
Well, she turns behind to the soldiers that are like arguing. Some are sobbing, some are like trying to comfort others, even though they themselves are tearing up. We're alive, aren't we?
Is that really better?
Maybe not, but it's certainly not worse.
Hmm.
I'll check up on the north, see how the people are doing. You guys, let me know if you need anything. Not that I have much to give. She goes over to a couple of guards that was waiting for her. She gets on a horse and begins riding northwards to the group of people to the north. Leaving you guys with a group of soldiers. One of them kind of like turns to you. Well, what do we do now? What else do we need to beat that fucker up?
Dust. Lots and lots of it, maybe.
The only place I know
And
that
we
has that much, as in Konzako, is in Atileru.
Yeah. Good thing that's our home. Kind of.
Sorry, Artyom, you were saying?
we also have recently made some acquaintances which were holding on to a lot of dust. They might have left over there willing to share.
Oh.
You mean the pirates, or
Yes.
would they? They blew it all up.
Perhaps they didn't blow it all up. That's what I'm saying.
Also, they stole it.
I know. And we can steal it back.
You look to the horizon and you do see a single ship remaining on the horizon.
If there's ever been an opportunity for Kane to live out his pirate fantasy, I think stealing high-grade explosives from a pirate ship is a very good start, middle, and finish.
Well, that would be a good start. Gathering materials needed for the tools that we're going to create to fight Photobismo.
Exactly. We can send out some drones to the ship as well and see if there's anything on board worth seeing. If there is, we attack in the dead of night.
The soldiers kind of stand up as well, looking at the ship. They all kind of hold out their spears, their glaive, looking at the lone ship in the distance. Well, just point something at us, and we'll stab it down.
Perfect. Happy to have you on our side.
Alright. As you guys look into the distance, preparing for the raid onto the lone ship that is for some reason on the horizon, waiting. That is where we're gonna end our session today.
Wait,
Pirate campaign. Pirate campaign.
Is this for real what we're gonna do?
There are a couple of like
No!
semi-destroyed ships left in the. Oh no, actually no. All of the ship would have been swallowed by the tentacles. So,
Yeah, I look at the AOEs. Oh wait,
Yeah.
there's some peers over here though.
Huh? Is there some piers that are away from the AOE?
Yeah, right towards the edge.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, you might be able to steal some ship. Let's go.
We're not stealing this one. We're going to commandeer it officially. but we're going to
Commandeer
steal
it. Yeah.
I do have a question actually. Is the
Yeah.
sea pouring into the hole
The
right
sea
now?
is continuously pouring into the hole right now.
We need to be fast. No time for a long rest. We must strike.
I mean,
We just had a long
we
rest.
barely used anything, anyways.
Yeah, so it's all good. You just use a couple of 5th level spell, make yourself immune to damage, and that's it. Yeah.
I don't think that's
Fuck it,
fifth level.
hell.
Fourth level.
It's good. Oh, 4th level. It was
Yeah.
good. So just like if you're not looking to attack and you're just looking to defend. That
Yep,
sphere
that
is
is a good-
amazing.
I mean, the downside, if you can call that, is that enemies can roll you.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
Imagine
Yeah,
if like
I
one
mean,
enemy just like
just what to
rolls
do.
you into the Phantasmo's mouth, you know?
Rolls you off a cliff, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're immune at the bottom of that cliff. Have fun, idiot.
Oh, but like, are you? What was I trying to say? Can you fight back when he's rolling you?
no.
Not on your turn. It's not a contested thing.
I
He
see.
moves
He
you
just
on your
moves you like
you can
that.
roll away.
Yeah, because I'd imagine he rolls you 30 feet and you can move 15 feet. So
Okay. I'm just imagining like I roll the ball to you, my friend, and the other friend rolls it to the next guy, rolls to the next guy. One round,
what
100
is it?
feet
The
being rolled
peasant
away.
railgun?
Peasant railgun, essentially. Yeah.
Wait. Is this the basis of the train system? Okay, you get into the sphere. We're gonna roll you. Action, guys.
That's
Oh my
we can
God.
kill. We got a peasant, put him into a sphere, and
Just
then
railgun
pass him
it.
on. He's gonna keep building speed, and then just punch it through a mountain or something. I don't know.
But yeah, well, you guys can figure out how you guys gonna, well, if you guys gonna actually raid the pirate ship or you guys gonna do something else. But now you've seen Felta Abismo, you guys can figure out how to defeat him, essentially. But yeah, right now with the waterfall falling into the ocean, with the city crumbling.
You know what? It kind of confirms my suspicions.
What?
The beasts of the past are the disasters.
The beast
The
of
what
the
of the
past?
past?
The beasts that the 12
Great
were
beast.
fighting.
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
established that already.
the companion.
Way
Wait,
back.
I thought it was Leaf's companion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But the beasts.
same thing.
But yeah, but the beasts that they were
Oh.
fighting were
The beast from far beyond is what he's referring to.
yeah. I mean, because from the artwork that Dan that the DM is putting out, you see one of the, what do you call that? One of the artwork is a curved thing with eyes. So it makes me think that that's a tentacle with eyes. These are
What
tentacle
artwork?
eyes.
The,
And then
the,
the
trailer,
first movie-
the trailer.
Yeah, the thriller.
Wait, does the GM draw?
Oh, no, I gotta watch it back again.
And then there's
You were
a
a voice actor in it.
And there's a huge
I know.
ball
Yeah,
filled with ice.
but it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
And then there's a huge ball filled with ice.
Wait, I don't
So
remember
that's
my
the
that.
God.
first disaster that we
So
Oh
basically,
yeah, okay, I see
they
it.
were
Yeah,
beasts. The 12 fought them and turned them into Leaf's companion, sealed them away in maybe arcs. So when we completed them, we basically
Released them back?
released them. Oh shit.
Maybe. Oh my god.
Well, we just figured out the campaign.
We're the bad guys, guys.
Well,
Oh my god, this was an evil campaign all along.
I mean, I don't think I need to make the story like that to make you evil. One of the person is like absorbing souls, the other one's making bioweapons. Surprisingly, Artyom's the most famous one here.
how the hell did that happen?
Anyways, guys, thank you very much
Hey,
for coming
Kane
and
is an
listening and
angel.
watching.
Okay.
Thank you very much for coming and listening and watching. I'm going to stop here for now. If you're interested to watch the video that these guys are talking about, go ahead to youtube.com/@Skyllian and it's kind of like the channel trailer.
It's actually on Twitch too. So
Oh yeah, it's also apparently on Twitch too. So yeah, you can go ahead and give it a look. Thank you, Crit, for the link. And thank you very much for listening and watching. We'll stop here for now, and we will see you guys next week with more Rust Engine and Arc of the 12.
maybe.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.